Ah, fucking hell, man. Fuck. Man, I have no idea what I did with my shoulder, but holy shit. Fucking hell. Ugh. Definitely don't feel good. That's for sure. Ooh. Really, dog? Dude, really? Hey. Bro. Come on.
You know, it's like the card game. You try to get up to 21.
Goofy dog.
No, it was written on the bottom of the can. You had to drink the soda and look in the can and see what number it was.
Okay, I guess he's on the phone.
Yeah, I think it's
Here, I'll pull this up. Man, this shoulder's been fucked. Like, ever since I got to work, and I don't know why. It's just all messed up, and it sucks. That's for sure. Let's see, I just say pop it out or something. That didn't really help. Self-medication. Ay, ay, ay. Man, so what been going on for the internet since I've been on and back from work? Assuming it's probably not going to be much of anything. Hoping there's at least like new John Oliver for a night. Always down to have a little John Oliver. Oh man, fucking shoulder, dude. Makes it hard to like lift anything up right now. At least work wasn't too bad. At least I had, you know, 3 people the night after, like, basically close by myself for a couple days. So at least that wasn't bad. At least that was good. Oh. Man, I have no idea what I did to my shoulder. Like, I basically can't really use my muscle right... Ow! Like, right here specifically. Wherever the fuck this muscle tendon would be. No idea how I fucked it up. Ow. Fuck. That kind of helped, but not really. Man, I have no idea what I did with my shoulder, but holy fuck. Like, it wasn't really bad earlier, but holy shit, now it's just really driving me nuts. I think now that I'm finally at home and resting up, now it's just really flaring out, and it's just like, fuck. Ugh. It definitely does not feel good. Like, at all. Ugh. Hopefully this just like passes by tomorrow. Like when I wake up, it's just like just gone. That's what I hope, at least, because Jesus Christ, pain's annoying. Makes me feel like I have to kind of slouch so I can kind of like not put so much fucking like shit on my shoulder, like when it comes to like putting weight on it. Ugh. Wish I knew what the fuck I did to it. Did I like sprain a muscle? Did I pitch a nerve? Like, what the fuck? Ow. Dog. Took off. Oh my god. He's been having a little attitude. Took off. Oh my god. Let me go grab his ass. Buddy. Hey. Oh. Big foot. Diago. What the fuck? Stretch. And stretch. Big butt. Check it out. Seriously, so you can go on it. And I'm not having the store open because it's closed up. Cold as hell out there, so I'm not having that door stay open. Ugh. Man, oh, like I cannot like move my left arm that much without it like hurting. What the fuck? What'd I do? What'd I do, my old body? How'd I break it? Why must it be broken? Why must it be broken? Ugh. Man, that dog is vocal. I just heard him like yawn so damn loud over there. Good grief. Such a little vocal thing. Especially today, I do not get his attitude today. He's just all like boofy, barfy, and well, not barfy. It's luckily not that. Just like boofy, barky, groany, yawning. Just wanting to make a lot of noise. Just be a little mild annoyance. Just a silly little punk. It's just what he is. Let's see what little things that happen before I die. Wait, what the fuck is this? I think I found something a little funny. Like, what the hell? The thumbnail is just like what kind of gets me a little bit, to be honest. It's like Pornhub statistics. Well, not like Pornhub, but Pornhub statistics, and it's just like what their yearly roundups and shit. You know, I guess they do that everywhere, don't they? Oh my god. I want to like use my arm, but I can't. It's like, damn it. I just hope with enough substances it'll just like numb it away or something, because holy god. Like, holy shit, it's gonna drive me fucking nuts if every time I move it around it hurts. Like a bitch. Ugh. Ay, fucking ay. Ugh. Like, I can't really, like, do this without it, like, just, like, being pinched on something. I'm pretty sure I might have just, like, somehow, like, stretched on it weirdly or something like that. You know, just pinched a nerve or some shit, because you literally don't know why or how, like, it's just been hurting all fucking day. Starting to get an old man, just random parts of my body are just hurting unreasonably and without any real merit or rhyme or reason. It's like, oh, great. Just a random little chunk of myself just decided to be in pain. It's like, alright, nice, that's great. That's always great. I mean, when that happens, I usually get it in my neck or something, which that I can get, because, you know, there's, like, headbanging, there's, like, you know, maybe sleeping with, like, a weird little crook, you know, or something, because, you know, you just, like, move around your bed weirdly or some shit like that I could get, but, like, my shoulder, and especially, like, halfway through the fucking day, like, what the fuck is this? It's like, ugh. It fucking sucks. Even just having to sit here hurts. Like, I mean, it's like, did I do something to it? I need to get checked out. I mean, if it at least, you know, goes away, or, you know, by tomorrow or whatever, then whatever. But if it's just as bad, or at least like this, I might get it checked out a little bit, because, like, what the fuck? It's like, It's like that right there, it hurts. And again, don't even know how in the fuck I even did it. It's just like, why? It's wow. See what other little things we can kind of look at for a roster. 4 Dawn Gone Woke. Oh, I've been meaning to look at that, actually. Fucking Venom sent that to me the other day. Been meaning to check that out. Because I actually saw that on Abandoned Hope when TJ was doing a live the other week, and it is the most ridiculous fucking thing in the world. It's definitely worth, you know, looking at to at least poke fun at the absurd insecurities that is just, you know, the average conservative. I mean, I guess not really just the average conservative, but like your average, like, gun-toting, hardcore, like, I need to shoot everything to prove a point, because fuck them libs, like, you know, weirdos. Like those conservatives. Because those are the exceptionally fucking weirdos. It's one thing to be a weirdo conservative, but then it's just like another thing where you're just like, you know, so hell-bent on this weird-ass, like, I need to prove my point, but, you know, like, going against, you know, fucking, you know, like the libs by shooting things that they like, or I supposedly think they like, or something. Like Bud Light, or like a fucking Ford truck or something. It's just like, I mean, like... I mean, it's just so pathetic. John Oliver releases shit yet? Because I know he usually does by this point, doesn't he? At least he usually does. Yeah. Let's see. Has he? And he has not. Boo. Boo. Man, it's chilly as hell in here. I need some of those hand warmers. I'm stocking up on those bad boys. Oh. I need me some warmth. Just start shoving these in various different pockets. I like how these things are officially called Little Hotties. Especially considering how you have to activate it doing this. A little silly. And how they're like individually packaged like that though, that's just weird. But hopefully these will help kind of warm me up a little bit. I'll put these in my front pockets. Well, yeah. Shabada boom. Those will keep me warm there. Ah, my fucking arm. No, at least keep me warm there. Ugh. Man. What the fuck? My fucking shoulder, bro. Boo. Fucking boo. Shove this in the center pocket. Well, there. Kind of like have this kind of tiny, like so. Then this one is so shot. There we go. I like how Zookop's coming over here thinking he's about to get a tree. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing, bro. This ain't for you. Silly little thing. Oh, good fucking grief. Jesus Christ. Yawny, yawny, yawn. Oh, motherfucker. Come on, you two. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. There we go. For this do thing. There we go. Cool. Everything wants to be cooperative. That's always lovely.
Pornhub Insights. Sure, since people are talking about it, why the fuck not? This is real politics.
A porn version of it too. I love it. Hold on. I can't even see that again.
This is real politics.
Dude, the little bong. Dude, this needs to be official. That's just great. I love it.
Trends that define 2023. Mature searches grew up 77%. Ah, the opposite of pedophilia, a rare development in online pornography. And became...
I like it. Hey, this is some good shit right here. Mature. So people are wanting some of those, you know, DILFs, some MILFs and shit like that. Hell yeah.
Second most popular category among men, led by mature cougar, MILF, and DILF, and muscle DILF grew plus 71%. Granny.
Hey, what happened to, muscle MILFs? Like, yay, what about muscle mommies? I mean, come on now.
GILF by 132 and 168% respectively. Interesting. Supersize. Oh, here's where my searching came in. The terms big, bigger, and biggest grew by 177%. Huge tits, huge cocks, dildo 67. Even massive searches were up. Big boobs expanded by 78%.
Big booty.
78%. They already were big, and big booty was 8.
I like how this is a growing trend. Everyone wants it thick. I like it. Everyone wants it big. Everyone wants it thick. I like it.
8% bigger. Big tits grew 31.
This is very approvable to me. I could dig it. People looking for some cougars and some more mature, folks and stuff like that, instead of barely legal 18, 19-year-olds or some weird shit. I mean, that's at least, there's a reverse on the trend. That's nice.
BBW 24, big ass, big dick. Top trending search Android grew 1,689%. Okay, so this is Silicon
Android
Valley, like Tesla, Elon Musk fanboys. Sex robot, 3D robot, 304, 88. NPC searches were up 1,541%. This is because of that TikTok trend, where the girl, ooh, spicy, yum yum, or whatever, like that. Actually,
I mean, that is just kind of weird. This is the one I'm not too sure about. Android, and sex bots, and then NPC shit. That is just so strange to me. I see Android cosplays, so I'm assuming someone gets cosplayed up looking like some android or something, and then just I don't know, what, they're Data from Star Wars. I mean, I don't know. It's just I guess whatever, but if it's an actual robot sex doll thing, then that's just, I don't know.
Doing a porn video like that would probably be pretty funny, right? There's probably a lot of, you could do a really funny bit there, I imagine. Uniforms. People have always liked uniforms. Search for uniform grew by 2.
Led by military cop and man in uniform. Oh my god. Dude, how much you want to bet there's a lot of people that kind of hate the military or the cops and shit, and just kind of have this weird fantasy in their head where they get, or they hate fuck a cop or something. I kind of have a feel like that. Oh my god, gay souls. Oh my god, I'm seeing that right there at the bottom, or at least in the middle there. Honestly, I'm not surprised. There is definitely a lot of gay innuendo type of shit that happens with the military and stuff. I'm just gonna be honest with that. I mean, so there certainly is. I mean, what, female soldier outranking military soldier and gay soldier? Oh damn, so some military gals are fucking, getting the heyday and shit. Okay.
3%, yeah, a lot of that. What searches went down is what I want to know. Sexual healing. Worldwide therapy searches were up 344% this year.
Therapy? Dude, wait a minute. There's therapy videos on Pornhub? What the fuck? What does that even look like? It's what, you have someone cosplays as a counselor being alright, time for a little sex therapy or some shit? What the fuck is this? Huh? I really don't get it. I don't understand this one. Talking to Redrawing Sleepers MC. Hey, what's up, dude? We're in the most important politics that we must look at this year. The Pornhub year in review.
Yeah, sorry, better.
And this one is just the most strangest one to me. Therapy, that's an actual thing that's that people look for on the hub, dude.
So real real therapy is too expensive. Better go to fucking Pornhub for my, yeah.
I kind of want to search this up just to see what this looks like, because I honestly want to. I'm kind of curious. What does this look like? I mean, man, I'm tempted to take the screen down really quick and look it up right now. I'm honestly tempted. I'm not going to, but holy shit, am I tempted to do that, honestly, because I want to know what this looks like. Because what is it? Just, I don't know. I mean, I don't get it.
Physical healing led the results, such as massage therapy. Okay, well, massage therapy and therapy mean very different things, right? But therapy, right, of course.
I guess it was massage therapy, but if you're watching it, then how are you getting the benefits out of it? if you're just watching it. I mean, like, the people in the video will get the benefit of it. Literally a naked therapist, I bet. Well, I know Pornhub does live streams, I think. So maybe that could be what that is. I mean, I don't know.
Massage therapist, sex therapist, even personal trainer grew, of course.
Yeah, does Pornhub do live streams? Because I honestly generally don't know.
Most searched for terms of 2023.
Hey, is furry in here? I don't see it immediately. I see a lot of anime related shit. Hentai is straight up number 1. Japanese is number 4. I kind of feel like that might be a little weird. Asian and Latina like pretty much like tied. Anime is right there, right below stepmom. I mean, that one. I mean, it's a little strange, but I think it's whatever. More power to you. It's not like your actual mom, I guess. So, I mean, it's still kind of starting to cross some lines, but I mean, it hasn't really crossed the line. You know what I mean? Versus surprisingly popular miss. Oh, hold on. Hey, look, I've seen the map. I've seen the map of this. This is why I clicked it, because I know the map is going to come up. Because this is like, Pornhub's official thing, and I know that map is a part of it. So, I know we're going to get to it. Like, and honestly, how in the fuck is Mississippi, like, #1 search furry? Like, they're looking up furries more than I am? Like, I mean, shit, with just me and, like, half the furries in Oregon, you would think that we would, like, top that shit. But no, we're just nudists. Like, which isn't porn already by proxy in its nature, like, nudist as fuck? I guess depending on what porn it is. If it's, like, fursuit, like, furry-style porn, then I guess you're not naked. I guess if you're wearing certain gear and certain stuff, I guess you're not technically nudist and naked. So I guess, like, I don't know. We're just a fucking dumbass hippie state when it comes to our porn consumption. It sucks. I'm very disappointed at Oregon this year. It could have been something. At least it could have been a middle ground, like BDSM. Like, Montana got BDSM for fuck's sake. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Hentai, really? And that's 2 years running at least? That's what people are going on Pornhub for? Those awful fucking animated... Actually, they've probably gotten better, right? Because of, like, SFM porn? The only, like, animated pornography that used to be on Pornhub or whatever else were, like, very bad uploads of those old, like, early 2000s or earlier drawn, like, porn studios from Japan, and they were all terrible. They sucked. They were horrible. So maybe now there's more, like... SFM porn? Like, yeah, Blender stuff.
I mean, there probably is. I know when looking up furry stuff, that tends to be like a pretty big common denominator that gets popped up. And, I mean, depending on who's making it, I suppose it's okay.
Stuff, but like, yeah, like the Overwatch girls or whatever. Because those look good. Right? I don't know. Hot take, Pornhub started banning certain search terms that are along problematic non-consensual lines. The people searching those had to switch to something. Well, Pornhub also got rid of all non-verified users on the platform when they posted, so they probably wanted to cut down on, like, everything sort of, like, dicey, I guess. It's one of the reasons everything is stepbro and stepsis, right? Because they don't want to risk obscenity laws by having people do, like, role-playing actual incest. Which is such a stupid workaround. It's still incest if it's step-sibling, like... Looking up hentai on Pornhub. Oh my god, it's Winston Overwatch. Hi there. Okay. MILF, lesbian, Japanese, Pine? What does that even mean?
Yeah, wait, what the hell is that? I didn't even notice that. Pine? What is that? Do I want to know? I don't even know what that means. I guess I'm not that hardcore into porn shit, or at least I have a very specific niche, because I literally don't know what the fuck that is, or what it is, or what it means, or what.
It's kind of Filipino origin. Okay, alright.
Pine? Oh, wait, so he's saying that, wait, so is that like, so he says someone of Filipino origin. Like, that sounds like a slur then. Wouldn't I just say Filipino instead of Pine? Okay.
Anal, Asian, Latina, big ass stepmom.
I mean, it's kind of how I feel about, like, Ebony, for example, because, like, I mean, it obviously is meant to, like, you know, specifically mean, like, someone who's, like, African-American or black, but, I mean, it just kind of feels a little, like, just weirdly racist. Not, like, maybe necessarily offensive, just kind of weirdly racist in a way. Where it's like, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't really care one way or the other, I suppose, just because, obviously, it's, like, kind of a stereotypical porn search, for example, but, like, eh. I mean, I wouldn't look at, like, you know, a black woman and think, oh, damn, she's a fine, beautiful, ebony woman. Like, cause see, that now that I just said, it sounds weird, right? Like, you know, it just seems weird, you know? Instead of being like, oh, damn, she's a very fine, beautiful looking woman, you know? It's like, instead of just being that way and just leaving it at that, now there's, like, some weird, like, extra thing, and it's, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Concerning. Threesome ebony massage cream by Big Tits Bang Bang BBC. Blowjob femboy up massively.
Hey, femboys represent.
Not surprised by this, I feel.
Femboys rise up.
Trans up 10. Animation.
Hey, trans is getting up there. You know, a lot of that is insecure conservatives that are just, like, you know, cranking it, dude. Just, like, cranking it in the background while they fucking freak out about them at school board meetings.
18. Mature up 12. Okay, so soon Pornhub and all online pornography will just be hentai, feminine people with penises, and grandmas. All right.
Oh, God.
I'll search for porn stars. I don't know.
I mean, let's just be honest. Do we really care? I mean, they're porn stars, but I don't pay attention to any of them. I guess, you know, for all intents and purposes, like, the top 5 right there is, like, Abella Danger, Angela White, Ava Elfie, Lana Rhodes, and Violet Myers. Oh, and Riley Reid. That's a name I recognize, but not because, like, she just happens to be a porn star, but I think because she's a Twitch streamer, too. Grandmas with Penises, Checkmate Libs, based. I think. Not my thing, but, you know, fuck it. Gonna skip a little bit. Most searched terms of 2023. Isn't it the same shit?
In the U.S. specifically, I see. Lesbian, MILF, Thai, Latina, Ebony, Asian, blah, 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 blah.
I like how lesbians is number 1.
Gangbang plus 12, POV plus 7. Japanese.
Jesus, gangbang is up that much? Holy fuck. Like, what? Do people just want to see, like, a gay twink or, like, you know, some, you know, sexy chick just get, like, train railed, you know, by, like, 20 dudes?
Minus 11. Oh, shit, in America, hentai has gone down, too, as well. Lesbians taking top run.
Oh, shit, dude. America over here, we're just like, we're done for, you know, weird cutesy Japanese gals and, you know, hentai. We're getting bored of it. I think America's getting out of its weird weeaboo phase.
I'll say it. I'm ready to say it, okay? As a guy, okay, lesbian porn sucks. There's no guy. How am I supposed to relate? What the fuck? Oh.
Hey, I mean, you're the cameraman and they invite you later when you're done recording. I don't know. Like, I mean, there you go. And also, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, like, I can enjoy it. I mean, who cares? Are you gonna be that, like, nitpicky or whatever? If you're gonna be that nitpicky, then you do you,
crazy.
boo.
It's like watching a bunch of, like, I don't know, like alpine foxes tumbling around in the snow. You know, like, wow, that looks fun for them. It's cute, I guess. What am I supposed to do with this information? You know. If it's all lesbian, like, at least if one or both of them are trans, like, oh, well, I have a dick, you know, okay, I get that, I understand dicks, you know, I get that.
Well, if one of them has a strap on, same premise. When it's just a dildo instead, you can infer.
One girl is, like, smashing the dick with a hammer over and over, I can be like, oh, like, if I smashed my dick with a hammer, that would...
And you know what, like, what if you want to, you know, have, like, a dummy mommy strap on and, like, you know, top you or something? What if you want that, huh? See, like, you can imagine and infer yourself, you know, in lesbian porn. It's like, come on, Fosh, you're fucking narrow-minded, sir.
You know, so there's kind of like a, you know...
What the
There's something there, at least. But there should be a guy in all pornography. All lesbian porn should just have, like, a muscular naked guy in the background with their arms folded over their chest, staring angrily forward. That way I could...
Just angrily staring, just like,
And I could be in the scene, you know? I could be like, yeah, I would like to watch two women have sex, actually. Now that he's there. Was I looking at? Oh, yeah. Oh, cheating up +9.
Oh, I saw the map.
Mature up +9.
It's coming up.
Oh, yeah. Here's
yeah, boy.
Yeah. California Asian stepmom. This is 100% because of all of the fucking like Chinese exchange students who come over to like dominate at UCLA and Berkeley and everywhere else. So,
and also, hey, don't forget about Oregon too, dude. There's a lot of like, you know, Chinese exchange students and like, you know, Asian immigrant families that their kids, you know, go to like college and shit. It's like, hey, that's the same thing in Oregon too, but evidently we're more hippie about shit, so we're nudist because we're just fucking dumb and lame over here. Like, even Washington's fucking lame. Consensual sex. Like, I mean, yeah, it's porn. Like, it's implied that all of it is, even if it's like role played that it ain't. Like, I mean, come on. It's like, I mean, Washington and Oregon need to step their fucking game up. Even Idaho somehow got a better one. Dildo ride. I mean, hey, everyone can appreciate a good, you know, dildo riding or something from a chick or a guy, depending how you fucking swing. You know, it's like, hey, I mean, whatever. Because you can refer the dildo as your dick. So, you know, I like how Wyoming is goth, by the way. Like, I mean, who's like the one goth person that's just like, you know, looking up everything goth related in the porn results there in Wyoming? And also, look, Montana's BDSM, like I said. Like, I mean, dude, Montana's got us fucking beat. Like, you know, like you're saying, Mississippi has furry, for fuck's sake. Like, they're beating Oregon. Like, Oregon should be fucking furry, not Mississippi. Like, Mississippi should be, like, nudist or something. Like, they should literally be flipped. I mean, it's ridiculous. And also, some of these don't even make sense. Kansas, close up. Actually, that makes sense. Oklahoma, sex stick. What does that mean? Who knows? But sex stick. Nebraska, rub. It's just simply rub. I mean, and also I just feel like some of these are just like more basic descriptors of the state, like Utah, Mormon. Like, you could literally just like take everything out and just have Utah right there, just alone, and that's really just honestly an accurate description of just Utah in it itself. If you even, I mean, it's like that you're basically just saying what Utah is at that point, and that's also the top porn result thing, which that I feel like is a little strange if you think about it, because they're Mormons. Aren't they surrounded by fellow Mormons? Like, even with their weird prudishness, like, don't they learn from other Christians and just like keep that, like, you know, like in the closet, so to speak, or whatever the fuck, and just like kind of keep it at like, you know, little parties, and then just like, you know, say your prayers and forgiveness on Sunday when you go to church or whatever the fuck. I mean, it's like, learn from the Christians, Mormons. And then you won't have to look yourselves up on Pornhub because they're all like, you know, schlicking it and jerking it, you know, and uploading it over there instead. So I don't know, you know, it's like, come on. And Nevada is just simply Vegas. Like, what? You have, like, someone, you know, just, like, literally fucks Vegas. Like, just Vegas itself as the city. Arizona's car sex, which I mean, I could appreciate. I could respect. And then you got Native American, which, considering that's a very specific choice that is, like, put there, seems a little kind of strange. Like, some of these end up, I feel like, you know, infer like some weird strange thing about maybe some of the people in this state. Like, the fact that a lot of people from New Mexico that, you know, go on Pornhub specifically to search this seems a little strange. I mean, maybe there's nothing really, you know, specific about it, like, you know, but it just kind of is. Wait, what's Hawaii? Hawaiian? I mean, can't you just say the same thing about Utah here? I just bitched about Utah with this. Like, same thing for Hawaii. But they don't have the religious shit, you know, though. So, what's up with that? Like, just hang out with your fellow Hawaiians and just, like, I don't know, have a bunch of free love and fuck or something. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know, have a sexy luau instead of a traditional luau. I don't know. Alaska's just sex doll. I mean, considering that there's like barely any women out there, I mean, yeah, that's all you got. When you get bored of your sex doll, you can look at the one that you can't pay for because it's too fucking expensive on Pornhub, and then you can jerk it to that. So yeah, I kind of feel Alaskans on that one. It's like, damn, I can't use this toy for myself. I'll just jerk it to someone else using it. South Carolina's not South Carolina, North Carolina's fucking rocking it. But like it. Pennsylvania, the fucking kings that they are, big booba. I like that. What Wait, what? Thruple? Maine? What the fuck is thruple? Thruple? Connecticut, double vaginal. Damn, so DP action in Connecticut, dude. Damn. Bitches have no holds barred over there. They double penetrate and shit. Rhode Island, doggy style, respectable. Massachusetts, orgasm. All right, that's also respectable. Respect to the kings and queens there. You know, they want to, like, you know, see how to, you know, truly achieve, you know, orgasm for their partner. So they look at porn, you know, to, you know, specifically meant to be like, yeah, this, you know, someone busting their nuts and, you know, whatever the fuck. Yeah, so yeah, okay, nice. Ohio, small dick. Hey, respecting small dicks out there. See, people, you know, people with tiny dicks. There's people that respect, you know, that shit. I mean, it's Ohio. I know that ain't saying much, but hey, you know, there's people out there. West Virginia, the hip slip. Are they looking at like a very specific subgenre of granny porn where it's like, oh, my head slipped. Ah, you fucked me too hard. Is that what's going on? Like, what's happening there? What does that even mean, hip slip, dude? Like, what the hell? I mean, some of these are just seriously interesting. Transformation, Missouri. Oh, I think that might be like a partial, maybe pseudo subgenre of furriness, or at least there's an overlap for sure. Because the idea of like someone transforming into like an anthro furry thing, I mean, that's pretty common in, you know, a lot of furry world. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little overlap going on in Missouri. I still can't get over the fact Mississippi's fucking furry, dude. Like, dude, up there, you know, down there in Mississippi, they're all fucking secretly furry degenerates and want to fuck furries. They all want their little femboy foxes, dude. They want, like, their fucking cat boys, their femboy foxes, you know, their slutty huskies, you know, that's what they want, dude. Like, what the fuck, bro? How does Missouri, how's Mississippi beat Oregon, dude? Like, honestly, like, half of this fucking, you know, country here is beating Oregon when it comes to these results. I'd even argue California is beating us.
Sensual sex from my state? Gay. Oh, man, what? Like, what, you're on, like, a hammock and you have, like, hemp oil? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Nudist. Fucking hippie states. Fucking hippie goddamn... Alaska sex doll. Ah, that makes sense because there's no women in Alaska. Isn't that? Hold on. So of course they'd be into the sex dolls. Yeah, it's 111 men to 100 women. It is the most disparate population gap. There are 40,000 more men than there are women. Yeah, 37.8 thousand. So yeah, a lot of these guys, sex dolls is all they're gonna get, I guess. Or they could be gay, but you know.
Or they can, you know, be a degenerate freak and find a moose or something. But I'm pretty sure they will get trampled to death. But, you know, hey, you know, if you're desperate enough as an Alaskan. I mean, you know, there's like almost no one out there anyway, so it's like...
Oh, imagine how much I complained about them when I was there, SFMTX. SFMTX or whatever combination.
That's honestly the one thing about Alaska why I wouldn't want to go up there. Like, there's barely anyone out there. So, like, when it comes to, like, you know, vibing, social life and shit, there's, like, fucking nothing. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind maybe having, like, a little, like, escape cabin or whatever if I want to, like, hang out during the summers, you know, to just kind of, like, wind down and just kind of, like, be reclusive for, like, a month or two or some shit. Or, like, for a summer or something like that. Like, I wouldn't mind something like that, but, I mean... You know, that's like a temporary thing. Like, I want that, you know, as like, you know, permanent home. You know, it's like I like want to go out there if I want to, like, you know, I want to go hunt and just be by myself for a while or something. You know, take my puppo and be out in the cabin in the woods and hunting deer and live off that for a little bit and come back when I feel like it. You know, like, I wouldn't mind a spot like that. So, I mean, I just want that as a permanent thing. Oi, oi. Oi, oi. Oi.
Arizona car sex. That's a fine category. You're in close proximity, you know. Vegas, Nevada.
Vegas.
I guess. Yeah, sure. Illinois BDSM goth in Wyoming. I respect that.
I do too. Especially if they're big titty goth girls.
Utah Mormon. That's
Basically, literally just a describer of the state, or just a descriptor of the state.
Native American in New Mexico, that makes sense. Colorado femdom, it's Colorado, again, that kind of makes sense.
At least they're femdoms, they like their dommy mommies.
North Dakota, loud, wet sex. Plop, 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 get pregnant, get pregnant, get pregnant. That's great.
Dude, they love it when it's loud, goes, and then you like a little, like, they love it when it's like a little, you know, they love it when it's loud plapping and a clapping, dude. They love it. Oh my God. They want like everyone out in the fucking, you know, goddamn prairies of North Dakota to hear it, dude. Holy shit, they want it to echo, bro. Like, holy fuck, I love it, dude. You know, I do kind of love it.
They're really giving us a real one there. South Dakota shower sex, fun to watch, not that fun to do. I mean, you can have fun with sex no matter what.
I mean, yes, I've done that before, by the way. It's fun to watch for sure, you know, but it's not really actually that fun to do. It's kind of fun to, like, you know, be close with your partner or buddy or whoever you're being intimate with and, you know, make it out and stuff. But for actual, like, full-on sex, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
But this is generally speaking of fucking, you can't
fucking ever find a partner for it. Honestly, man, like I said, it isn't really worth it because it doesn't work that well. I'm not being serious. It really doesn't. It's like, there's more hassle than pleasure with it. I mean, honestly, there really isn't. It's just better to have kind of like a sensual makeout and then you fuck after the shower. I mean, once you're all nice and clean, you know. So like, that's kind of really the better way to do it.
Person up because the floor's slippery, you know, the lubrication gets washed off by the water. It's a whole thing.
It is.
Rub.
Rub. Nebraska is simply just rub, dude. What does that even mean? Just like rubbing up and down your body or something? Massages?
Rub.
Rub, dude.
Kansas close up. Oklahoma.
Sex dick.
That's pretty.
I love it, dude. Sex stick. I mean, I want to know what that means specifically. Like, what about that term? Like, what is it about that specifically? You know, that has like a theme. You know, it's like what's the theme around the whole idea of specifically sex stick? Like, because obviously you can have a dick and have sex with said dick. Right? So, I mean, I don't get it. I'm wondering what specifically pops up if I were to look that up.
I agree. I'm always looking for this. Texas creamy. Yeah, you want it, you know, like mac and cheese.
Yeah. Sometimes Texas girls can, you know, be a little nice and creamy like mac and cheesy.
Minnesota tickling. Oh, like that documentary.
Tickling? Okay, I know this is a fetish, by the way, because honestly, like, I've seen one of those videos before where, like, a part of, like, the sesh was that, and I was like, I was kind of like, what the hell is going on here? I don't get it. I don't like it, honestly, like, because I actually am ticklish myself, and I fucking hate it, like, because I will legit, like, fucking, like, almost just, like, start screaming that of, like, ah! Or ironically smack you in a non-sexual way. Yeah, that's how I am, honestly. Like, I mean, nah. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, hell no, bro. Yeah, like, that's how I am about it. So, I mean, you know, so I just don't get it. I mean, I'm okay with, like, having, you know, a little sensational stimulation or whatever, where it's like, you know, or, you know, like, or maybe kind of like a little soft, like, you know, kind of like a little, like, kind of, I don't know, like, kind of like almost like you're kind of brushing your hands, you know, up against your sides or something, where it kind of gets like a little, you know, or something. I'm okay with that, but full on, like, you know, tickling or some shit, like, fuck that.
Cartoon porn. It's probably popular everywhere.
I love how Iowa pretty much has one of the more generic results or searches, you know, and shit. I don't mind a little tickle, but not during sex. I mean, yeah, if you're, like, kind of fucking around with, like, you know, your friend or your, you know, partner or something, you know, every now and then just for the hell of it, I mean, that's fine. But, yeah, I mean, during, like, the moment or whatever, yeah, fuck that, no.
Missouri transformation, transforming into a person who isn't from Missouri. Ass to mouth, Arkansas getting real freaky with it.
Gotta like it. At least they ain't looking at, anything else that's weird.
And a big black dick, incredibly unsurprising from Louisiana.
I mean, it is Louisiana. I'm sure a lot of, white dudes and chicks probably do want some big black dick when they go to New Orleans.
Not even remotely shocking. Mississippi furry, however, is very funny to me.
Mississippi is fucking... Dude, I love how, this kind of applies as a good chunk of Mississippi that are just a bunch of, secret furry degenerates, dude.
That it would be here and not anywhere else. Literally the worst state in the union. That's the one. Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely, man.
At least, what? I will grant Mississippi this. At least they got something. They have at least something, pride, something with pride that they can hold on to.
Hell yeah. Illinois ass eating. Good. Glad to know that Chicago is repping the union,
Hell yeah.
Wisconsin swingers. I guess that tracks. Michigan bondage, Indiana chubby, Kentucky bouncing boobs, Tennessee giantess. Alabama
giantess or giantess? What is it just some chick that's 8 feet tall?
Fingering myself. What?
Venom, is that what you're predominantly looking up in Alabama? Fingering myself? It's because that's your state, buddy. At least until you go to New Mexico, then it's Native Americans that you're looking up. So, what's going on here, bud? What's happening here? What's going on?
Why fingering myself? Oh, what do you mean, chick masturbating videos? That specifically?
Probably.
Okay. Georgia, Ebony, Solo, Florida, Fantasy. Because that's where Disney World is. That makes sense.
Yep, so they have, fucking Cinderella and, the dwarves and also the shit, Snow White, yeah. And also maybe the fantasy of not living in Florida.
South Carolina high heels, North Carolina bubble butt, Virginia
Based.
smoking, West Virginia nip slip. Is that?
Oh, I thought I said hip slip earlier. It's nip slip. That's even more sad. That's actually sad. It's what? It's most of the video they're covered up, but a nip slipped. There was a nip that slipped out. Oh shit.
People are looking for on Pornhub, man. Looking up ankle photos.
I mean, it's holy shit. It's the Pornhub searches in West Virginia are the equivalent of Saudi Arabia or something, dude. What the hell?
Fucked that up and spilled water all over my shirt.
Wait, did he?
Hold on. Look. Is that what people are looking for on Pornhub, man? Looking up ankle photos. I just fucked that up and spilled water all over my shirt.
Oh, I didn't see it, damn it.
That was more full than I thought it was. Pennsylvania big boobies. Hell yes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fucking kings could type in boobies in the search window of your porn site.
And big boobies.
New York body swap. Rhode Island doggy style.
Body swap, huh? Whoa.
Massachusetts orgasm. Vermont POV blowjob. New Hampshire pierced. Maine thruple.
What the fuck is thruple?
Connecticut double vaginal.
Because, double penetration is, what the bitches out there want. They want, all the dicks in them, dude, at once.
Ohio. Oh, small dick. Hell yes. Absolutely. Only in Ohio. Gat. But how are you going to get through the gat when you have a small dick? Ever fucked a girl who had a butt so big that it actually did make it more difficult to have sex with them? Because I did once with one person. Their ass was enormous. Enormous. District of Columbia, big ass cop. Considering the fact that District of Columbia is majority black people being policed by a especially bad and overbearing police presence, the idea of them all getting hassled on the street and going back home and angrily Pornhub searching big ass cop is incredibly funny to me.
Just have some big booty, female cop just be like, all right, here's the cuffs for you. You have been, having out for a warrant for your arrest, bitch. It then just has instead of a taser, just has a whip, on her side, on her belt. I mean, I can kind of see the aesthetic a little bit, you know, a little crop top thing, short skirt situation, latex fucking, you know, leggings and shit. I mean, honestly, I can see the aesthetic. I mean, I can kind of see it and respect it a little. Wouldn't necessarily be my thing, but I mean, I'd probably be okay with it, you know, now and then or whatever.
Jersey Turkish, okay, Delaware College.
I mean, to be fair, I do like Dommy Mommies anyway.
Glory hole. Fascinating. And Hawaiian. Why Turkish? I have no idea. Hassan was born in New Jersey. Ah, that must be it. Top 20 countries by traffic. Oh, hello.
America just dominates. I mean, dude, America is just like, we dominate. And Philippines is coming up. It's like, hey. It's like, hey there, amigo, what's up? You know, coming up. You know, like, hey, I like it. I like how we're just like the porn kings out here. The most, like, sexually insecure fucking country, but yet the most sexually deviant at the same time. I love it. It's amazing. Who doesn't like Dommy Mommies? I mean, gay men. Because, I mean, they're gay, so obviously they don't like women in a sexual way, so they're not going to see that as something attractive. Oh, shit. Guess what dropped? Guess what just fucking dropped? Besides that fat dick. Nah, but you know, it's a Sunday, so you know, like, you know, what we like to do on Sundays whenever they do drop. The one and only honorary American that we all truly love. Except Bennett, because I guess, well, yeah, YouTube decided to fuck on your ass. You're presenting the king. The true, like, you know, one and only himself. Zukov. Nah, that's not actually Zukov, but he is looking like the most cutest little ball over there. It's adorable. I can't even tell where his head is or where his butt is. He's just literally this, like, amorphous black furry blob. He's just so cute. I'm a natural American. I ain't no British fat. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying, like, the one that, like, YouTube knocked you... Like, okay, never mind. It's John Oliver. Holy shizzles. Because it's a good 30 minutes that we can kill. And because I guess YouTube doesn't hit me, you know, for this shit for some reason, you know... Why not? Hold on, look at him, just, Jesus Christ, the thumbnail of him is actually, like, looking at us with, like, fucking this look of gauntness and almost, like, this PTSD-ridden look. I mean, he has that look on him. I mean, you know, honestly, considering how long he's been doing this show and stuff, and how long he's been in, like, doing these things, like, I'm sure he's legit probably just seen some shit when it comes to, like, reporting on stuff, and he's just like... Man, I'm gonna sick of this bullshit. I kind of see it in him a little bit. Especially considering who's in that corner, too. Ellen Muskrat. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
We're going to dive straight in with our main story tonight. This is our final show of the year, so we thought we'd focus on...
No! Oh, wait. No!
Someone who's had a pretty big 12 months. Elon Musk. A man who can pull off pretty much any bad guy...
Paperclip Le Masterpiece? What?
movie look. There's a Lex Luthor posing for the cover of Metropolis Maniacs Monthly. There's Why No, Mr. Bond, I and my child's bride expect you to die. There's I just bought your media company, I'm about to strip you for parts. There's Space's first...
You sent you a screenshot. Clip Le Masterpiece. Wait, so what's going on here? Oh, okay. Wait, so what is this? Whoa, what? Whoa, what's going on here? Whoa. Oh my goodness. Redrew the states. I mean, which state would be which? I'm noticing there's some border gore going on over here. Like, what's going on here? That is some border gore, my dude. And, no. Because counties don't always match very well. But why do you, like, I could kind of see what, dude, like, okay. I like how Hawaii, Alaska is not even, I like how some of these states are relatively the same. You're letting the Mormons conquer fucking Nevada? Holy shit. Let's say the Jefferson's now a thing, I guess. What did you do to my boy Oregon? What the fuck did you do to Oregon? What did you do to my boy? You have massacred my boy. Nevada's conquering the Mormons. But the fucking Nevada got gobbled up. Nevada got gobbled up by whatever the fuck the state of Jefferson is. And then New Mexico being like gobble gobble, or Arizona going gobble gobble. Cascadia. That tiny little sliver is supposed to be Cascadia. Man, realistically, Cascadia is supposed to basically be all of Oregon, Washington, technically, at least, you know, the western side of Idaho, to an extent. Maybe, like, the northern chunk of California, and then, like, British Columbia. I mean, it's west of the Cascades. I know, oh my god. Well, the biome of Cascadia, okay, whatever, okay, we're not getting into semantics. I mean, if you look up the, Cascadia, like, on Wikipedia, at least when it comes to its concept and reasoning behind it, I mean, it's because of, like, looking at the whole biome region, which isn't just west of the Cascades. It's, you know, includes, like, the whole, like, you know, region of the Cascades, which includes the east side of it, too. But anyway, to the muskrat.
Sheriff, and finally, the less fuckable reimagining of Billy Zane's character in Titanic. Truly, the man has range. Elon has made news all year, from test launching the most powerful rocket ever built, to just this week having to recall 2 million cars due to safety concerns.
Because most of them would either blow up or purposely crash into things because the AI's and automated driving system is retarded.
Mark Zuckerberg to a cage fight, to which Zuckerberg replied, "Send me location." And may I suggest to both of them, interior volcano. And then, of course, there is Twitter.
I mean, yeah, basically, you know, in the middle of, like, a lava field on Mustafar would actually be the most appropriate, you know, fucking place, you know, for these guys to have a fight.
Now calls it X, but the rest of us still call it Twitter.
Because we're rational, normal human beings. And dead naming Twitter is actually an obligational fucking right as an American to do.
Tried it 12 months ago, and since then it has been one fiasco after another, with the most recent coming when he tweeted his agreement with this anti-Semitic post, calling the Great Replacement Theory the actual truth. That caused many big advertisers to flee.
I remember that.
Instead of denying any anti-Semitic intent, Elon decided to taunt the sponsors who had left.
Don't advertise. You don't want them to advertise? No. What do you mean? If somebody's gonna try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. You know what? Honestly, like, I mean, does Elon know what blackmail means? Because the avatars, you know, pulling out of Twitter is saying we're no longer going to be advertising on your platform. It's not blackmailing you, you fucking idiot. That's not what blackmail means. Like, unless they have, like, you know, you fucking, like, a donkey or something, you know, secretly, and they have like pictures and video to prove it, and they're going like, we'll release it unless, you know, you cave, and then we'll come back and we won't release it. It's like, that would be blackmail. Like, I mean, but this isn't what's happening, obviously. They don't have like some information that they're holding over your head, bro. I mean, if anyone's like blackmailing anyone, it's your, or if anyone's blackmailing you, Elon Musk, it's literally yourself, dude.
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
I honestly just unironically want to mug him for his jacket. Like, I actually want to take his jacket from him. Because, like, that jacket is low-key some drip, and I want to wear it. I want it to be mine. Like, he doesn't deserve to have that jacket. To hook up with a bucking Bronco. Yeah, he tries to, like, you know, go to, like, this, like, studded out fucking stallion Bronco and just, like, you know, that's still kind of wild that hasn't been broken in yet. You know, and, like, he tries to, like, you know, fuck it, and then it just, like, straight up, like, bucks and kicks him right in the fucking head.
Wow. It is hard to say what's most embarrassing there. The fact that the world's richest...
I mean, that would be a little, very unfortunate for the, buck and Bronco, mainly because there'll be a lot of, strange reptilian organic matter all over its hoof.
You're not breaking...
Plus, it almost got molested too, so...
Me, I'm breaking up with you card, or that he's doing it to confuse silence while wearing a jacket from Ralph Lauren's midlife crisis collection.
Hey, that jacket looks okay, but, you know, on him, it does look like that, but that's why someone needs to take it off of him and wear it themselves and just, like, flex and say, yeah, I stole this from Elon Musk, and, yeah, what's he gonna do about the bitch? Because then, at that point, that jacket's gonna be some fucking drip. Like, anyone who takes that from him and just, like, openly flexes, like, yeah, this is mine now, bitch. You know, dude, is immediately a fucking pimp, dude. Immediate pimp right there, bro. Dude, like, that's immediate riz, immediate drip. Like, you getting the bitches, dude. Like, I mean, immediately.
Going for bad boy there, but ended up looking more like red-pilled ship from Rescue Rangers.
Dude, honestly, this guy right here, dude, he looks a lot more badass and got more drip and riz than this guy, bro. I mean, come on.
That clip actually made the rounds, but for my money, this is...
Dude, Chip got drip, bro. Dude, like, dude, I know he was trying to make a joke, but, dude, Chip got the fucking drip, looking like a badass and just being like, sup, bitches? Suck on this dick, you know you wanna, and they just fucking line up for it.
Later is even better.
I'd line up for that fucking Chip dick at that point because of that drip. It's like, damn, bro.
What this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
Good.
And you
I like how you just like... Such an empty-headed, nodding little fucking reptilian man-child freak, dude.
And the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail. But those advertisers...
He's saying that with such weird, smug conviction, like, dude, that's projection, that's you. You're the one who bought the company and thus have, like, literally consistently, as, like, crashed and burned it since you've taken ownership of it.
Imagine they're going to say we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say
tell to Earth. Let's see how Earth responds to that.
Yeah.
Let's see how Earth responds to that. Yes, let's see how Earth, the humans of Earth, respond to that. Like, what in the fuck is he saying? The TV show where the aliens look human but are actually reptiles. Well, I'm pretty sure we're getting a little more closer to that reality, and no, I have not seen V. But, I think I've heard of it, though. I think I might have seen, like, advertisements about it before. But, yeah, this motherfucker literally, you know, like, I would imagine probably looks a little bit like one of those human reptile aliens.
Tell it to Earth. Honestly, really hope he does that. I hope he tries telling every living creature on the planet, including those weird deep sea fish, all about how advertiser boycotts are going to kill Twitter.
Well, just have him go on one of the Ocean Deep subs and hopefully it implodes.
So, one of them can open its objectively horrifying jaws and say, yeah, man, because you said that weird shit about Jews. We live in a black void and even we understand the order of operations here. And look, I could talk for hours about what Elon has done to Twitter. Many in the media do, because it's where they spend most of their work days. But the truth is, it's not the most important thing Elon is in charge of. It's arguably not even the most important social networking site. We all know the only social media app that matters these days is the comment section of Venmo. That is where the real drama is. What Musk's time at Twitter has definitely changed is how many people perceive him. Because for a long time, he was seen as a one-of-a-kind genius who'd save humanity and was described as a real-life Iron Man. It's a comparison that he even welcomed cameoing as himself in Iron Man 2, although I never really...
Wait, was he really? I guess he was. I never knew that. You call me a Philistine, but Mama is a true heathen. I showed her the thing and she wasn't impressed. Okay, that really is some true Philistine behavior, dude. That is some true Philistine behavior, if I've ever seen any.
Comparisons. As far as I'm concerned, the only real-life Iron Man is Troy Hercheby, who spent his entire life designing a suit of armor that could withstand a grizzly bear attack.
Oh, I know this guy, dude. Dude, the video of this dude's shit is on YouTube, and it's fucking awesome.
And was kind enough to film the tests.
Are you ready, Troy?
Oh, here it is.
I'm ready.
Here it comes.
Yes!
Fuck yes! I mean, dude, I love this type of shit. I mean, dude, I love the... Dude, you should see the full video of this. I mean, with the whole grizzly bear armor guy, because, like, I mean, he actually had a genuine fascination with bears and, like, was, like, an expert and shit and, like, would study them and stuff. And he wanted, and honestly, he just let the little kid in him, take over and got bored and decided to make this little armor on the side. And, and he kind of hung out with the bears, legit. Like, he hung out with some grizzly bears, and they didn't give a fuck. Like, I think one of them sniffed him every now and then, being like, oh, what are you? Whatever. And they just fucked off. I mean, it's just like... I mean, so, even though it was meant to, like, try to withstand a bear attack, like, none of the bears that he was around gave a flying fuck about him. They sniffed him a little bit and moved on. So the true test never even really came to fruition.
That is the hero we deserve. That is my Iron Man.
Yes, he is my Iron Man, based.
For a long time, Elon's public image...
The thing wipes the floor with Pedo Freddy. Pedo Freddy? Really? Okay, whatever. I mean, look, like, the Thing and Freddy are two different, like, concepts of horror, so it's like, and she thinks Freddy Krueger's scarier. I mean, yeah, Freddy Krueger is scary, but, I mean, like, he's also very raunchy and edgy. I mean, the Thing is a totally different entity and totally different thing. No pun intended. Like, I mean, so, I don't know, like, you can't really compare the two, honestly. Outside of them being, like, horror slasher villain types, but one of them likes to be a raunchy edgelord and make, edgy, sexual jokes and shit and be like, bitch, say that a lot, and stuff. So it's like, I mean, I don't know, like, there's a whole different vibe to Freddy versus the Thing, dude. There's two different vibes going on there.
Maverick celebrity inventor who cut through red tape, revolutionized space travel and made electric cars cool. And he does do a lot. In addition to Twitter, he's the head of 5 other companies: Tesla, SpaceX, The Boring Company, Neuralink, and XAI. And thanks to their rollercoaster...
What the fuck is XAI? I've never heard of that.
...fortunes, he can claim the twin distinctions of being both the richest person in the world and the first person ever to lose $200 billion. Which is hard to even wrap your head around. It's like hearing someone won a marathon after accidentally running 200 miles in the wrong direction. And to hear Elon tell it, he's been doing this, at least in part, to benefit humanity. He recently said of Tesla, I've done...
Unless they are, Jews. or the woke left mafia, because they are against me.
The environment than any single human on Earth, demonstrating a pretty strong messianic streak. In fact, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, who's both worked with and clashed with Musk, has said Elon desperately wants the world to be saved, but only if he can be the one to save it.
Which, I mean, honestly, for me, thinks this is just bullshit. When Elon Musk says, I think the world needs to be saved, but I need to be the one to do it. So if not, then I'll just let it all burn. Like, I mean, that's basically it. Like, he wants to basically be, the main one to try to be the brain to figure it out. He doesn't want, like, scientists, climatologists, and other world leaders, to do it. He wants, to be the guy to fucking do it. Like, and the only one. Like, that's how much of a solipsistic, egotistical, fucking narcissistical bitch that he is. Like, if not, he, if anything, would probably accelerate the world to fucking burn. Because, like, he wants to basically be like, oh, only I could save it, and if not, well, I'll just let it burn. So then you have to come to me, and then I'll be the one to save it. It's like, I mean, it's a whole fucking narcissistic, it's like a narcissist complex. I mean, he's just like, completely full of himself. Wants to be the real life Tony Stark. I mean, well, considering that he met him as a cameo in the fucking second Iron Man movie, which I did not know about. I honestly, like, I've seen that movie before, and honestly, like, I must have just not have known, or it just escapes me, because I never knew that he was in that. So basically, if you think about it, he was like staring at who he wants to be. And that's the thing, like, he's going to be the fucking child no matter what every time when it comes to that. Like, he's never going to be able to truly achieve that fucking shit because of how much of a fucking man-child insecure little fuck that he really is. Elon being in Iron Man 2 taints it for me. Oh, I mean, I don't let it really taint it for me, nor with the Home Alone 2 thing either. Like, Trump is literally in there for, like, less than 30 seconds. Like, he's in there for, like, a maximum 5 seconds. Like, he's barely there. And the only reason why, he was cameoed is because, like, because they want him, they wanted to play the movie at Trump Tower. And the only way that they could do it is if Trump was in the movie in some way, shape, or form. So they basically had, Ian McCullen, fucking go up to Trump and be like, hey, where's the exit, or whatever the fuck he was asking him. And Trump was like, oh, yes, it's that way, and blah, blah, blah. Like, and he was only there for 5 seconds as, like, the kid, runs off a little more, and, Trump just kind of disappears in the crowd in the background. So, I mean, it's more or less just, like, a quick little cameo type of thing, and if anything, that's, like, probably, like, more of a one-off, cameo, more so than the Elon Musk version. Because it looks like he actually has a full-on, like, back-and-forth dialogue in the script, with fucking Tony Stark. So, I mean, that's way more of a cameo and way more of a presence in comparison to Home Alone 2 of Trump. Because honestly, like 10 minutes later in the movie, you kind of forget that Trump was there.
Which is a pretty big asterisk. It's like Jesus says in the book of Matthew, love thy neighbour, but more importantly, me, and if you don't, fuck you, find your own heaven, J. Crizzle out.
J. Crizzle out.
People who love Elon and people who utterly hate him. And there are going to be parts of this piece that irritate both groups.
The investor talks soon too? I guess so.
Also people who would understandably rather just ignore him. But as you will see, we might have passed the point where that is an option for any of us. So tonight, let's look at Elon Musk, and let's start with how he earned his business genius reputation. And I'm going to skip over the early years, the growing up in apartheid South Africa, then emigrating to the US via Canada during his college years. You can read any number of books on that, or just ask your next Bumble date who turned up in a fedora and a Release the Snyder Cut t-shirt, ready to spend the entire night talking about it. Elon first earned his fortune from creating a company called Zip2 with his brother, before going on to help run PayPal alongside Peter Thiel. And if
Love that hair, dude. Loving that cut, bro. It honestly, look, can I just be honest? Doesn't this guy just kind of straight up look like a pedophile? Like, dude, this guy looks like, you know, a pedophilic version of goddamn Steve from Blue's Clues, bro. Like, I mean, this guy's like, well, howdy, neighbor. Would you like me to watch your case for the weekend? It's like, oh, God. It's like, oh, shit, dude. Like, that is some... Dude, this picture right here in itself is just some fucking creepy vibes. You found it? Oh, is this the scene with... Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, it was the thing that they were looking at earlier. Yeah, I mean, we're not... But yeah, we get it. I'll do this so it kind of goes back to the spot that we were at. There we go.
Company called Zip2 with his brother before going on to help run PayPal alongside Peter Thiel. And if I could only have been a fly on that wall, I'd have flown straight into a hot light bulb. He then invested personal fortune into SpaceX, a company that would create and launch its own rockets and spacecraft. And that is a pretty gutsy move. To go from an online payment system to literal rocket science. Although, as some point out, SpaceX wasn't exactly starting from square one.
What SpaceX has been very successful at is taking basically off-the-shelf technology, stuff that was developed by NASA 50 years ago, and streamlining it. So in that way, he's kind of the Henry Ford of space, because Henry Ford didn't invent the automobile, he just figured out how to make the automobile, commercially viable.
Yeah, like Henry Ford, Elon Musk managed to build on the technology that others had invented.
And also, like Henry Ford, is anti-Semitic, a union buster, a fucking corporate sleazebag fucking piece of shit that, is totally okay with, maximizing profit at the expense of literally fucking everything else. Henry Ford was a Nazi. Henry Ford was a fascist, and he... How'd it go? What was that song? It's like... Henry Ford was a fascist, and he built many tanks. He built many tanks to fuel those Nazi ranks. Something like that. It's actually a good little indie folk song by David Rovix called Henry Ford Was a Fascist. Which is, basically about this, Henry Ford being a fascist. He used to brag about raising wages to his work so he could buy his Model T. I mean, that was like a way to help, or at least as an attempt to kind of, disenfranchise the idea of we need unions and shit. It's because hey, if we can afford to have a Model T, then, we can afford to have a decent living and stuff. So, it was kind of a way to undermine the whole idea of unionization and shit like that in the first place. I mean, he was still a union buster. I mean, sure, he might have been at least a little better to his workers, at least on certain aspects, but, I mean, he still, streamlined the assembly line, which was a lot more detrimental to workers' safety and conditions and shit, which is still why there was, advocacy for unionization in the first place as shops, which he was not exactly in favor for, because... being the guy that kind of made the whole assembly line a major thing, you're not gonna want people critiquing it. You know what I mean? It's so he still wasn't friendly to the worker despite that. It's they can give you nice little trinkets and gifts and shit like that, including stuff that you're producing and shit, which that is nice. I mean, I ain't gonna dog on that entirely. But it's if the working conditions are still shit, if some of the workers straight up fucking die because of the workplace and shit, and just of how it is, and shit, I mean, then at that point, it's, there's still problems that need to be addressed, and if they're not addressing that, then you need to have the union to, or at least some sort of collective bargaining to address that. Because, let's say, the wages are good, but you still have all those other problems. You still need some sort of collective bargaining power to negotiate better conditions, and safety in those workplaces, even if the wages are good. Because even then, you can at least guarantee those wages stay good, and also even get increased over time. Because that bosses are going to try to make an excuse to try to gut the wages, once, you put in those different improvements. So, it's kind of it's a give and take, so to speak. Bosses will give one thing as a way to try to, have workers be complicit, and then, take away certain things like safety or certain benefits potentially because, well, you have the higher wage. I mean, you can pay for it. or like, you know, or just like the general, like, you know, broader conditions of like, you know, sanitization or whatever the hell when it comes to the workplace itself. So I mean, it's a give and take type of situation. And, you know, to be fair, Henry Ford's a little bit more of a mixed bag, but also labor was a lot more of a stronger force at that time. So, you know, there was a little bit more of a reason to give, like, some sort of a concession if you don't want your workers to unionize. Nowadays, they don't, you know, bosses don't give a fuck, and companies could not give an iota of a fuck. So it's like even a murmur about that, or like a thought, you know, potentially in someone's mind, they'll probably find an excuse just to fire you just on the virtue of potentially thinking about it, let alone speaking about it. So it's like, I mean, you know, to be fair, like, you know, the environment then versus now is definitely different. So I guess, you know, I mean, I guess you can make an argument that he is more of a mixed bag, at least in, you know, if you look at it in a modern lens. But, I mean, if you look at it from, you know, the conditions or the zeitgeist of it at the time then, I mean, he was a typical fat cat robber baron. He just, you know, was a little bit more observant of the paradigm at the time, especially when it came to labor being a genuine force to be kind of reckoned with to an extent. So he kind of gave something to his workers as at least it's a way to make, you know, kind of be, you know, let him be a little more complicit and be more like, well, I do like working here. I have a Model T. Which, again, isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it also, you know, like I said, it can be a way to undermine certain elements of problems that might be in the workplace that need to be addressed. But, you know, it's a way to kind of, it's almost like a bribe. It's like, hey, here's something good. You know, shut the fuck up about, you know, the assembly line being dangerous and a couple of workers have died every now and then, you know, the last month or so. It's like, shut up about it. It's like, you know, you get a Model Ford. You get paid enough for that, so what are you complaining for? It's like, just be safe, wink. Even though you are, but sometimes shit goes awry and then you get your arm caught and you fucking bleed out and die on the fucking factory line because the assembly line fucking shit, like, ripped your arm off or something. It's like, you know, yeah, I don't know, it's like, does that really, like, justify, you know, like, or, you know, grant, like, oh, I get a, you know, a car, you know, once I work here for, like, 3 months or something. It's like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but if it's a way to, you know, essentially excuse, you know, certain neglects, you know, in the workplace and shit, then it is kind of insidious and a problem. Isn't it kind of insidious to raise wages specifically so they can afford goods you make? Insidious? Well, I mean, I just kind of explained it. I mean, so it just, I mean, back then it was a little bit more of a mixed bag, but these days it can be. I mean, you know, it just depends on, like, how strong, if it's a unionized contract, how strong it is, and also when it comes to just, like, a workplace, if it's not. Like, I mean, they might, you know, have really good wages, but they might not give you any benefits at all outside of, like, some bare minimal healthcare plan or some shit, you know, after you work there for, like, 6 months. You know, so, it could be some shit like that, you know, because if you have, like, you know, more of a, you know, minimum wage type of job, they might give you more of healthcare benefits and coverage and shit, even though it's basically bullshit and nothing. You know, still, it's basically the equivalent of bare minimal. I mean, at least it's pretty much more immediate because it comes a part of the job, so to speak. So, it's one of those things where, you know, these days, like, if it's a non-unionized place, it is kind of a give and take. If, like, you know, wages are low, you might have benefits there, and even then the company is going to be wishy-washy about even giving that to you in the first place. And if there's really good wages, you know, at a place that's non-unionized, then they might not really have any benefits at all because, like, well, you have good wages, so you could afford insurance or something. So, you know, so unless even if, like, there's, like, kind of a bare minimal foundation for, like, a union or some shit, even if it's not completely aggressive, to have at least some bare minimal of that does kind of help out, shit like that. Makes things a little bit more evened out. Where they can't, you know, just scalp everything out of you. One of the Nazis was the ambassador to China. What? Who used his embassy to hide survivors? Huh? You to being fucking lame. Well, I think it's literally because he said, dude used his embassy to hide Chinese survivors from the Japanese. Oh. You know what's also kind of funny? When the Nazis were telling the Japanese government about, like, you know, their whole, like, JQ bullshit, like, the emperor and the Japanese government, like, the higher-ups were like, oh, there's, like, this maleficent, crazy, you know, like, almost like, you know, like demigod-like people, like the Jews. We should team up with them. Like, they literally thought that. They were like, yo, we should team up with these people because this will be beneficial to our empire and we'll get, like, hella money and shit like that. So let's team up with these guys. Like, the Nazis are, you know, like, something is a means to an end here. It's like, okay. Something I recently learned, and I'm just like, well, oh shit. That's interesting. Like, Japan was actually like, yo, we'll, like, actually take some of these people in. We want some of that, you know, like, you know, divine world power shit that they got. We want to be, you know, a good side of that. Nazi Master was actually a good person who didn't see or get indoctrinated by Nazi propaganda. So why'd you say earlier he's the quote-unquote only good Nazi? I mean, at that point, the guy's not a Nazi. He just happened to be, you know, employed by the Nazis, but, you know, like, he evidently, you know, didn't adhere to the ideas and shit, so he, you know, I mean, considering that he's, like, in China and, like, being a part of, like, you know, the project of, like, you know, kind of collaborating with China, at least initially, and then, I guess, with Japan later, like, I mean, I'm just repeating what the documentary said. Well, I mean, if he's, like, someone who didn't get indoctrinated by, you know, Nazism and shit, I mean, they're not a Nazi at that point. I mean, just because they happen to, you know, be a citizen of the regime, you know, and shit, doesn't mean they actually were. I mean, I know the whole, like, well, you know, it's like nobody was good, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I mean, you know, there's a lot of them that were pretty quiet about their, you know, resistance or, you know, disagreement or criticisms of everything. Because if you were, you're likely to probably get shot or, you know, sent to the camps. So it's like, I mean, but at the same time, a lot, you know, there were a lot of people that were certainly complicit in the sense of like, oh, we didn't know. But yeah, you did. You were just, you know, purposely blinding yourself because you wanted to be in denial about that type of shit, right? So it's like, I mean, it's not to say like everybody, you know, is like completely innocent when it's like they didn't know, but, you know, because honestly, the ones that, you know, do know tend to usually be like, this is either fucked up and renounce the ideology and don't get indoctrinated to that shit, or literally look the other way or tacitly support it. So the good ones would be the ones who are not Nazis and realize that's a fucked up thing, and even though, you know, they might not be able to be overtly critical, they might at least be more sympathetic and might even aid in, like, hiding, Jewish survivors, you know, that are running away and shit like that. I mean, because there are a lot of stories of, like, German citizens, you know, like, hiding Jews that are, like, you know, running from Nazis and shit, you know, because they're, you know, either escaped camps or escaped the ghettos and stuff like that, and, you know, because they just treat him like a person and just, you know, gave him food, stuff like that, you know, might give him fresh clothes and shit. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's not like, you know, every fucking German at the time was, like, a piece of shit, but, I mean, because the ones who were critical, you know, some of them, if it happened to be an opportunity, you know, would offer a hand to help. I mean, shit, like, at a certain point, like, there was, like, at the very literally last little bit of the war, like, there was, like, Wehrmacht battalions and companies and even, like, whole, like, you know, armies of the Wehrmacht that, you know, just, you know, joined up the U.S. to help fight the SS even, like, because they're like, fuck it, we're done with this shit, we're just going to join the Allies to collaborate with them. So, I mean, you know, like, at a certain point, there was even, like, full-on, like, chunks of the Wehrmacht that just overtly defected and, you know, collaborated with the U.S. to finish the job, basically. Which has, you know, like in 1945, as it, you know, came close to the end of the war, that happened way more and more often, and when it did, it got bigger and bigger in size. Like, initially, it might have, like, a squad of, you know, dudes who were, like, buddies, you know, since, like, 43 or some shit that just all surrendered together. You know, but then at a certain point, you know, especially once you started reaching the Elba, there would be, like, full-on battalions, like, whole regiments, you know, full-on, like, you know, Panzer divisions just fucking just like surrendering and just like throwing their arms and just like walking the other direction while like y'all are fucking walking the other direction and shit, being like, okay. Just like, all right, I guess they're walking the other way. So, I mean, as, you know, like, because that's, you know, what happened near the end. It's like, you know, not just because of disillusionment, but I think, you know, because of also information and opportunity to kind of get out, so to speak, right? Like, if you have an opportunity to get out of a regime that you never truly supported, you're going to take it. I mean, so especially when, you know, the whole propaganda of like, oh, we're winning, you know, because you keep losing and losing and losing, and near pole, you know, you've been pushed back not just from fucking Normandy or whatever the hell, but back to like Germany, and you keep hearing how the Eastern Front, you know, from Stalingrad is going from like Poland to fucking Silo Heights right outside of Berlin. It's like at that point you're just like, yeah, we're the baddies, we fucked up. What are we doing? And you just like give up. Learning the Japanese are super mega war crime people, but yet they leave the German embassy alone. Well, because they were mutual allies. They were part of the Axis powers, so obviously they were going to leave it alone for the most part. That, and also, I mean, arguably, the Japanese in World War II were way more fucking brutal when it came to war crimes and crimes against humanity. Like, genuinely. Like, there was a lot of Germans who were visiting, you know, like as ambassadors or like, you know, or as like advisors and shit like that, you know, that would, you know, visit Japan and shit. And, you know, there would be like a couple of them that would see Unit 731, and they like put their fucking war crimes to shame, basically. I read that as a super manga war crime, and I was picturing some kind of giant mech. Dude, like, yeah, dude, the secret weapon of World War II. Everyone thinks about Nazi super weapons, but no one thought about the Japanese super weapons, dude. The fucking giant mech, bro. Why should we trust you, Krauts? Oh, we got German chocolate cake. No, und the Fanta. Get over here, you. Well, I mean, Fanta was initially from, like, you know, Coca-Cola. So, I mean, that was, like, their alternative to Coca-Cola because we embargoed them after the war. I mean, Fanta is technically an invention of the, you know, regime from Nazi Germany. Same with the Autobahn and Volkswagen. And a lot of companies that, you know, you might know today, like Porsche, Daimler, you know, Mercedes-Benz, etc. Like, a lot of them, you know, have, like, if you know, look back at World War II, a lot of, you know, their factories and shit actually built a lot of aircraft, a lot of tanks. Like the Tiger tank, for example, the Panzer V, the Tiger tank, that is actually Porsche. It's built by Porsche. If you think of bullshit, look it up. I'm not kidding. It actually is. Mega Sorrows, right? It was.
See, the only way he's like Henry Ford, which you'd know if you ever Googled either of their names and the word anti-Semitism. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The point is, Musk took a big risk on starting a rocket company, which nearly didn't work. His first 3 attempts to launch one failed, and then he made a truly audacious gamble.
When you had that third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Never. In fact, fourth time's the charm, bruh.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
8 weeks later, Musk bet the company on another flight.
We have liftoff.
And this time around, everything worked.
Perfect.
I guess this time it was fourth time the charm.
Fourth launch hadn't worked, that would have been it. We would have not had the resources to mount a fifth.
You couldn't have gone out at that point.
I think this is bullshit, dude. You could have easily lobbied the American government to fund you another couple $1 billion. I think this is bullshit. If the military-industrial complex can, you know, like Lockheed Martin can fucking, like, you know, bullshit their way, you know, into developing the F-35, that is still a fucking goddamn boondoggle. Like, I mean, you can fucking continue to fund shit like this. Like, that is bullshit, in my opinion. I think he's just saying that, you know, for, you know, like, oh, well, you know, woe is me, please, you know, like, you know, give me pity. Like, it's just like a little pity party fest. Like, he's just trying to fucking do that. I don't believe him when he says that. What's wrong with the F-22? I didn't say the F-22. I said, dude, the F-22 performs... Okay, I said F-35 Lightning. Like the Lightning II. Like, the F-22 unironically performs better than the F-35, which is what's being developed now. The F-22's been around for a while. It's technically an older aircraft that's been around, what, like, since the late 90s, early 2000s or some shit. Like, it's been around for some time. It's kind of an older bird at this point in comparison to a lot of other craft in development. But that fucking plane performs so much fucking better than the F-35, it's ridiculous. They've done mock dogfights of F-22s and F-35s, and the F-22s crush them every time. The F-35 is a fucking boondoggle, dude. The only thing that's maybe even remotely worth a fuck is the stealth capabilities of the F-35. And the goddamn F-22, you know, has that, and it works just as well, and the more modern retrofitted versions of them work even better with that. So it's like, honestly, we just need to continue to retrofit and modernize the F-22 platform instead of doing this, you know, fucking F-35 bullshit. Like, honestly, that would be a better use of the military funds. It's just like... Yeah, the King Raptors and the F-22 Raptors that we have now, yeah. Just like, you know, continue developing those to make those more badass motherfuckers. Instead of this stupid F-35. Dude, how often do we hear about, like, an F-35, like, crashing or having a malfunction? Like, the last one was, like, some random ass, like, you know, fucking malfunction happened. The pilot ejected and that plane, like, flew randomly for, like, you know, hundreds of miles before it crashed. I mean, it's just like... Fucking good lord. It's like, that thing's a boondoggle. You never hear about F-22s crashing, though. It's like, great, good grief. I mean, and like I said, if that, you know, if like a boondoggle fucking money pit like that exists, then what he's saying is bullshit. You know, because like this idea that like, oh, we wouldn't have the resources to do a fifth. Well, cry to fucking daddy government for more money, because, you know, like, they'd hand it out to you because you lobby them and shit, you fuck.
Death would have been, I think, inevitable.
That is genuinely impressive. Although I will say there are less weird ways to say we would have gone out of business than death is inevitable. Phrasing matters. It's why people say we just had a baby instead of Lisa shit life out of her hoo-ha. Same meaning, different feeling.
Well, you know... I kind of appreciate the feeling of like, yeah, my wife Lisa, she just shit out some life out of her pussy.
And that trend continued through SpaceX's subsequent efforts, something that...
Yep, the wife shot out another lava out of the pussy again.
Head of NASA points out, is not something that they would ever be able to get away with.
If we lost rockets at the rate that Elon Musk loses his big Starship, NASA would have been out of business. Congress would have shut us down. If we lost one Starship, let alone 6 or however many it's been, we can't do that.
Right. The U.S.
Well, because when it comes to government, there's, wow, shocker, regulations and very strict oversight when it comes to things like this. You can't be like some man-child doing like, you know, bottle rocket, you know, fucking bullshit when it comes to like, you know, technology like this and when it comes to such amount of money. You know, and the bullshit is that, like, a lot of the, you know, his funding and research, you know, does come from taxpayer fucking dollars. Like, I mean, so, you know, it's kind of like, you know, a middleman approach to this whole thing, which means there's less oversight, and thus you can get away with crashing, like, 5 or 6 or however many fucking Falcon rockets before he gets it right. Like, NASA can't afford shit like that. it's like you either get it right, like, by the second or third time, or you pack it up. Like, I mean, like, this guy said, it's like even one, basically means that fucking project's at jeopardy. Because it's like, hey, is it worth keeping it going? Because obviously there was a major disaster with this. Like, do you have a genuine reason why we should keep going with it? Yes, we'll give you one more shot. And unless there's genuine fucking progress and results, then they might not give you that third chance. Like, that's how that shit works. Like, because honestly, I've read up about, like, because NASA actually had, like, kind of like one more hoorah, like during the 90s and early 2000s when it came to like different research and shit. I mean, you should look it up. There's actually a lot of really cool things that were being researched during that time. And, but a lot of it ended up being scrapped because either they didn't get results or there were like, times where their experiments, crashed and someone got injured or killed or something like that. And basically will shut the project down. Like, and, and if anything, that's probably in some part why NASA's been gutted so fucking much, is because of, incidents like that. I mean, so, instead of like, oh, well, there's no results, so fuck it, it's like, well, maybe let's research other shit, or maybe, like, go back into these things now that we have more advanced technology, since we didn't really have it at the time yet. It's like, no, just shut down, defund NASA a little bit, and fuck it. If we need to invest in space tech. I mean, I do agree, too, to be honest. Even if it's just automating mining ships, mining asteroids would be fundamentally changing mineral value on Earth. Diamond value would plummet if we mine certain asteroids in the belt. I think we're getting a little too far ahead, honestly, with that idea. I mean, we would, like, you do realize how long it would take, for anything to reach there, let alone harvest anything? Like, okay, like, think about this. Like, we would have to develop, mining equipment that can, work in zero gravity in the vacuum of space, for one. And for two, we need to build a rocket that can get that, over to, that, into the Kuiper Belt. And then for three, it needs to come back with all the resources, right? So, like, I mean, there's a lot of logistical implications and a lot of fucking money to make it, like, potentially not exactly worth it, at least concurrently. Like, you would have to do a lot more investment in, like, space travel, as it stands right now, before I think that becomes viable, at least at this point. I mean, maybe we could do asteroid trapping. I mean, like, it's like, because, like, I see the potential, like, having different asteroids that might pass by Earth, and shit, or might have, like, not one that would destroy Earth, but, like, one that might, usually, like, careen towards Earth and burn out in the atmosphere or something. I mean, there could be a possibility of maybe catching something like, like different asteroids like that, collect them and then, harvest different, minerals, from those asteroids and shit. I mean, because there are different, like, like minerals and stuff like that, when it comes to, like asteroids and shit. So it's not like it's impossible. But it's a stepping stone process. Like, I mean, like, you can't really, like, start mining the fucking, asteroid belts in our fucking solar system, like, without really having, like, everything else kind of, put on lock. At least when it comes to, the technology in order to do that and bring it back, too, and do that over and over again.
Can't waste billions of dollars just blowing things up in the vague hope that it'll somehow turn into a success, unless, of course, those things are Iraq or Afghanistan. So SpaceX began with a big gamble, had a flirtation with disaster, and then became a massive success. And that pattern persisted with Tesla. That company was funded in part by pre-selling cars to future owners, only to run into repeated production delays and spiraling costs. Just watch Musk at one meeting of those early buyers, where he told them that the price had gone up on the cars that they'd already bought.
We took faith in you, and now you're just turning around and changing the price on us, not telling us, and then we find out backwards, and now we're kind of everyone's hurt because we weren't told.
We can't sell cars for, less than they cost us to produce. If anything more than that occurred, then it was an accident.
That's why there's a bunch of comments after it that all get
okay.
There seemed to be a little bit of...
He was like rolling his eyes like, yeah, whatever, shut up.
some people in the room.
What a fucking awkward weirdo.
We'd kind of done a bait and switch.
Wait, hold up. Was that like 2016 era TJ?
People in the room.
Is that like fucking like 2015 to 2016 era TJ? Where he looked like a butch lesbian with that little black cap that he used to wear back in the day?
Who felt that we kind of...
Look at Ignar saying a better world is impossible, so let's not try. If that's what you're extrapolating from what I'm saying, then you're ridiculous. I don't think a better world is going to come from someone like Elon Musk. I mean, that's my contention.
Bait and switch. And I mean, that's sort of a little bit true that there was a bit of a bait and switch.
I mean, I do think, you know, it is possible. I just don't think this fucking muskrat piece of shit is capable of doing such. And you know goddamn motherfucking well that I am an advocate for a better world, so it's like, come on, bitch.
That's, I mean, kind of what happened.
Zukov, quit being a sassy little fuck. Oh my god, he looks so cute just sitting there. Oh, now he just plopped. He was sitting there just looking all handsome, pretty, like a little statue. Like a little dog statue, but then he just plopped. Like the little fat ass that he is.
It was very tough.
Yeah, you can see how baiting customers with one price and switching it for another might be considered a bait and switch. There's actually a great econ book on the subject entitled Words Mean What Words Mean. And yes, Tesla is now a big success.
Dog! Dude, yeah, it's literally my... Oh my god. This fucking bug.
With factories on 3 continents delivering over 1 million vehicles a year. Meanwhile, SpaceX is currently valued around 150 billion, making it one of the most valuable private companies in the world. Although it is worth noting that his boldness sometimes comes with a tendency to overpromise and show off products long before they are ready. Like in 2019, when Musk decided to demonstrate how indestructible his new Cybertruck was by having its chief...
That was in 2019? Dude, I honestly thought that was like in 2020 and 2021 or some shit, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't realize it was that far away, that far out. And oh my god, that looks so fucking ugly. I cannot get over the fact that this thing looks like a polygonal PS1 truck. Like, it literally looks like a... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but it looks like an unrendered polygonal PS1 truck that's like off in the distance that hasn't completely rendered yet. I mean, that's literally what it looks like, dude. Like, fucking god. And from my understanding, it's asymmetrical. Like, it's asymmetrical as fuck, too. Like, apparently not, like, I mean, it's like, how do you do that? Like, that looks like a Twisted Metal car to me. Dude, it looks like a... I don't even know, dude. It just looks fucking retarded.
Chuck a steel ball at its window.
Franz, could you try to break this glass, please? Yeah. Sure? Yeah. Oh my god.
Smash.
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
And it's advertised as bulletproof glass, by the way. That's meant to stop like a fucking 9mm or some shit.
Yeah, not great, but also kind of charming. I'll be honest, there is something I kind of like about the Cybertruck. I mean, I don't want to own one or drive near one. It's basically a £7,000...
Hey, Venom, didn't you know YouTube doesn't understand context, nor does it understand, you know, when someone is an adult or not? You know, YouTube doesn't exactly understand shit half the time.
Up refrigerator moving at 60 miles an hour being driven by, odds are, a real piece of shit. But there is something appealing about a man so passionate about his idea that he's willing to ignore questions about aesthetics, performance, durability, practicality, safety, and who on earth actually wants to spend up to $100,000 to drive every child's first attempt at drawing a car and build it.
How much you want to bet Elon Musk drew this himself? And he showed it, and it's like, I want this as a truck. And then it just happened.
Anyway, And that's not his only embarrassing product launch. 2 years ago, he introduced a Tesla robot by showcasing a prototype that was just a dancer in a robot bodysuit. And it was exactly as dumb as that sounds.
What? That's not even a robot suit. That looks like someone who's about to, like, dude, they're breaking down before they're fucking fencing. This is like a fencer, dude. Okay, this, oh god, this is cringe. Oh my god, the music is honestly more cringe than this. I can't hang, oh my god, I can't hang.
All you have to do to launch a robotics company is invest in a spandex bodysuit and a dancer. So with that in mind, behold, my new...
No! Oh my god, what the hell? Yo! Oh, whoa, yo. Okay, there was some torque action going on. There was some booty shaking. Okay, yo. Alright, hold up. Alright, this is way better. Alright, I dig this.
Enough! You can power down, robot. Thank you for your service.
Okay, even... Dude, even John Oliver's just like, alright, yep, nope.
Embarrassing moment aside, there is a lot to like about Elon's...
I guess ignores a millennial. I'm a cusper. Oh my god, why the... Dude, I always said I'm a cusper. I lean more millennial, but I'm a cusper.
SpaceX has made real achievements like reusable rocket technology and making space easier and more...
I've never said I'm overtly a millennial. I've always said I'm a cusper.
Access, and Tesla has pushed automakers to take electric cars seriously in a way that would have seemed impossible 20 years ago. But as one of Elon's critics points
you're
out...
a millennial. No.
There are costs to that...
Besides, you got the year wrong.
Progress.
Cusper isn't a thing. Yes, it is. Literally, yes, it is. If not, then why are there people that are called cuspers who are in between different generations? Like in between millennial and Zoomer, or millennial and Gen X and fucking boomers or whatever the fuck, and so on and so forth.
Is Elon Musk a net positive for society?
No.
I would argue he is. I think the EV...
Well, you're an idiot.
Race is a great thing. Space exploration is really hopeful and just kind of inspiring. The problem is with the word net, and that is once we decide an individual or a company is a net good for society, we don't want to hold him or the company accountable for anything.
Right.
I mean, and even if things are... I mean, like, the whole premise with this saying, oh, yeah, he is good, and then you're saying that kind of undermines that whole idea, doesn't it? Like, yeah, I think he overall is good for society, but, you know, because things aren't that good, we don't want to hold that stuff to account because, well, they're good, and we think, you know, they can't do no wrong. It's like, well, then they're not good. Then they're not a net good for society. Then it's, I mean, it's like, what are you talking about, you fucking weird ball schmuck? Like, I mean, seriously? Guy sounds like he's down. I mean, he really does sound like he's really, really, really awesome and fun at parties. He sounds like, you know, definitely a really great guy to hang out with at parties.
Elon is...
I like John Oliver. John Oliver is a downer, depressive, boring-ass fuck. Like, he's never great at parties, but, you know... This guy over here, though, this guy right there, yeah, that guy, excellent at parties. Like, he's the guy. He's your wingman, dude. I can't really keep a straight face with that. Obviously, it's the other way around. If I had to have a wingman, dude, I want John Oliver with that fucking look right there permanently, you know, for the rest of the night. That would be a better wingman than that guy, dude.
Positive. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about the harm that he's doing along the way. And let's start with his employees, many of whom have called Elon a nightmare to work for. And not just at Twitter, where he fired most of the staff and ordered the rest to work in, quote, extremely hardcore mode. He's been like this at every company, as this early employee at SpaceX will attest.
It was not unusual to have a phone call from him at 3 in the morning on your cell phone.
The guy looks like he considers watching paint dry an Olympic sport.
by God, have that next to your bed to answer it. He's just gone into yelling fits against me, telling me I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. And I've seen him do it to other very intelligent people. So he'll definitely find your weakness in your personality, in your character, in your spirit, and I wouldn't say exploit it, but you'll definitely crack.
That's exploiting it. And that's also abuse. Like, I mean, that's like mental and emotional abuse. Like, that is exploitation. I mean, I feel like that's a little Stockholm syndrome coming out on the guy. I mean, I feel bad for him because, like, damn. I mean, he literally got yelled at by a man-child having a little hissy fit. Like, oof. Oof.
That sounds unpleasant. Not just your boss calling to abuse you, but because there are only two reasons someone should be calling you at 3 in the morning, and they are because A, loved one is having an emergency and needs your help, or your house is on fire, and even then, that could have been a text. And the damage isn't just emotional. Workers in his factories complain of immense pressure and unrealistic deadlines. A report a few years ago on his Tesla factory in Fremont, California.
I wonder if those, like, you know, unrealistic deadlines has anything to do with, like, the ridiculous, you know, exploding rockets that would just, like, fail over and over again until they finally got it right. Probably because they extended the deadline, they were, you know, Musk realized, oh, maybe we should extend the time on producing it to make sure it actually is safe.
Employees complaining that style and speed...
No, you can't have no damn Chalky Baba. Or a milkshake or anything. Yes you can.
And that workers there have been sliced by machinery, crushed by forklifts, burned in electrical explosions, and sprayed...
Oh my God!
...molten metal. One worker even claimed that she'd been told Elon didn't want signs or anything yellow like caution tape in the factory, which isn't good, because caution tape is important.
And warning labels and shit like that, especially in a factory where there's hazardous work sites and shit, that is important. That is just, oh my God, OSHA violations left and right. Oh my God, OSHA would have a field day, holy shit.
People know something might be dangerous and unstable, like a skull and crossbones on a bottle, or this jacket on a middle-aged man. Now, Tesla does deny that, but its claims...
Yes, it is overtly against regulations, yes.
...at its factories can be hard to verify. Even when regulators try to get involved at Musk's companies, they can be strongly resisted. For example, his Nevada Gigafactory at one point denied entry to state OSHA inspectors.
Oh my God, that idea of that being a thing. Gigafactory, ugh.
3 months, which is ridiculous. The word Gigafactory alone should be enough to warrant an immediate inspection.
I mean, honestly, it gave me some chills down the spine, dude. Like, Gigafactory, like, fucking God.
But it's not just workers who Musk is willing to put at risk. Sometimes it's his own customers. He's long been developing self-driving car technology and has sometimes knowingly exaggerated its capabilities. The two pieces of software available are called Autopilot and Full Self-Driving, but despite their names, neither system can drive a car on its own. Yet, in this 2016 ad, it appears to be doing just that, amplified by the introductory text that Elon personally asked for, which reads, "The car is driving itself." But that was extremely misleading. It was driving along a pre-planned route. It was only self-driving the way that your nana self-drives herself up and down the stairs. Tesla will note, they tell drivers they should keep their hands on the wheel and take over if anything goes wrong. And I sure hope drivers do that, because he's been inviting them to try out full self-driving in beta mode. Basically having drivers find the bugs in new software, even on complicated city streets.
Okay, it's one thing when game developers release a game that's in, like, early access and do that to gamers, which is annoying in itself. But at least that doesn't put people's lives in jeopardy. I mean, he's literally doing game developer bro fucking logic with this, dude. Oh my God. Let's put it in early access, you know, and fucking just, like, let all the players, you know, just, like, figure it out, and we'll report the bugs with bad reviews, and then we'll fix it over time. Like, it's like, what? I mean, what the fuck? With a fucking car, dude? No! I mean, like, look, like, I can understand having, like, you know, testing and shit like that, having, like, you know, people that are paid to, you know, be like test drivers and shit at like, you know, very, you know, select, you know, sites and shit like that, or like, you know, routes, you know, to kind of test bugs and shit at like select locations or stuff like that. I get that, but just like, you know, fuck it, just like, you know, sell it as it is and we'll update the bugs over time. It's like, it's like, fuck, dude. I mean, no wonder there's so many goddamn accidents and, you know, combustion of Teslas and all this other shit. I'm okay with that with games. I mean, honestly, I already hate it when it comes to, like, video game developers doing it, but holy shit, like, leave Elon Musk for me to actually defend that fucking idea and behavior for video game developers. Because, again, it's annoying, and I don't really like it, because it's basically, you know, a way for some game development companies to kind of take advantage and kind of scam gamers and shit. I mean, but... I mean, like with No Man's Sky, for example, right? Like, that's a pretty big one that, you know, people got fucked with, you know, when it came to what they were advertising, right? So it's like, I mean, it's like, I don't like it because of shit like that, but holy fuck, I mean, again, at least people aren't at risk of dying. No Man's Sky's been fixed, but the damage has been done. Like, I mean, that initial fan base that they probably could have initially had right from the fucking get-go, like, I mean, they can't, they're, honestly, at the end of the day, they ain't getting that back. I mean, that ship sailed. Like, sure, they might have recovered a little bit and still kind of, you know, gotten somewhat of a fan base, but, I mean, you know, at this point, I feel like it's, you know, one of those things where, you know, the hype around it, like it was initially, you know, made, kind of fucking put it, you know, behind people's radar. I haven't thought about that game up until basically just now, for like months. I haven't thought about it in a long time. I think a part of it is because, like, they fucked up on releasing it. And, you know, part of it is because instead of having, like, you know, select beta testers and shit, being like, yo, you need to work on this, and there needs to be a lot more shit before you even begin to release this, you know, then, like, that, you know, would have been better. Because that used to be the fucking, you know, like, business model for a long time. Better example would be the day before that rug pull. That is a more fresh memory for people, because that is, like, you know, something that people got scammed of, you know, very recently and shit. I'm just talking about, like, you know, a big one, you know, that's more, I guess, historical, so to speak, you know, when it comes to the internet. But yeah, I mean, that's another really good example too. I mean, I suppose No Man's Sky has kind of gotten a recovery, but, you know, the day before, like, you know, they decided to shut that development down, you know, even before they can really, you know, take the money and run. Star Citizen. Yeah, I don't really know too much about it, but I've heard that's kind of a scam situation as well.
And with predictable results.
We're gonna make this left turn.
Oh, I've seen this video.
And I'm getting honked at.
Yeah, because the fucking Tesla decided to stop. This is why I fucking hate, dude. I see Teslas every now and then driving around and shit, like, you know, around here, and oh my god, I get so annoyed, and it gets my goat when I see it, because it's like, it's always like some IT tech bro, or like some sort of like upper middle class retired boomer fuck that's driving in or some shit, and it's just like, it honestly annoys me, because, like, I swear to God, they're going to be a cause of some accident, you know, while I'm trying to cross the street or some shit, because their self-driving bullshit decides to, like, you know, cream in and malfunction because it doesn't recognize me as a pedestrian or something.
But now just turn right. We're supposed to go left.
Ovid is not a professional test driver, nor is he a Tesla employee. Instead, he's one of the over 50,000 customers that Tesla has allowed to access FSD beta.
We just ran a red light.
Oh my god. Dude, the Tesla self-driving is committing crimes left and right.
It's pretty alarming, especially the moment where you see people pushing a stroller way too close to that car.
Is there a sidewalk? Because if not, oh my, wait, hold on. I think there is. Dude, I think there fucking is. Look, see, if you look right there kind of is. You still get tipped if a self-driving car runs a red light? I mean, honestly, I think they should. When it comes to these Teslas and shit, you know, just because there should be more fucking salt and lemon juice in their fucking, you know, deep cut that they got in their gut, yes. Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. I spite these pieces of fucking IT tech bro shits. And you know what? Hold on, let's go back a little bit. Let's look at this little fuck.
Right.
Look at this stupid little bit. Look at this stupid little IT tech nerd little bitch regretting his fucking payment, but probably doesn't care because he still has, like, you know, 3 times the amount of money in his fucking bank because, you know, he does, like, crypto fucking investment scams and shit. Like, and he's getting all butthurt because he got scammed by some other multi-billionaire fuck and shit. And now he's all butthurt. It's like, nah, you deserve more lemonade and fucking salt in your goddamn gut wound, bitch. It's like, I mean, you know, I wish there was a cop behind you because then they could give you a fucking ticket for this. I don't even care if it's self-driving. Fuck you. Like, you're unintentionally putting people's lives at risk because you want to be a hip little Silicon Valley IT tech bro and be like, you know, the cool kid on the block of your little fucking Tesla. It's like, fuck you. Like, you deserve that shit.
Especially the moment where you see people pushing a stroller way too close to that car. Because even if Tesla drivers volunteered to take part in this high-stakes experiment, the people around them sure didn't. No one got a push alert on their phone saying, hey, Tesla here, please consent to take part in the beta test that's currently hurtling towards you. Do hurry, time is a factor. And Musk has taken a pretty blithe attitude towards self-driving deaths. In 2016, when concerns were first emerging, he told reporters that if they wrote stories that dissuaded people from using autonomous driving systems or regulators from approving them, then they would be killing people. Essentially arguing that any deaths in the present day will be more than offset by...
And I'm pretty sure there has been people that have died because of these stupid fucking things, too.
...saved later. And just this week, when the Washington Post noted that they tally about 40 fatal or serious crashes involving Tesla's driver assistance software. Tesla responded by...
Well, there you go. Yeah, they have. At least 40.
We believe it is morally indefensible not to make these systems available to a wider set of consumers, given the incontrovertible data that shows it's saving lives and preventing injury. But rather than producing that data, it promised more detailed information will be publicly available in the near future, which I'm sorry, is just not data bitch behavior.
I mean, if anything, they're basically being like, we'll investigate ourselves, see if there's, you know, more data that could show this. Oh, wow, what do you know? There isn't. Don't mind that. It's gonna have bugs in the first few generations. Well, if that's the case, then maybe they shouldn't be, you know, publicly available for commercial service until you get all those bugs tweaked out. This isn't like a video game that has, like, some weird, silly, glitchy bug. This is, like, you know, something that could affect people's lives that, you know, decided not to, you know, volunteer for that self-driving meme for your fucking Tesla. Like, I ain't, you know, obligated, you know, to, like, you know, partake in your stupid fucking bullshit when it comes to, like, you know, you having a self-driving Tesla and you fucking run me over because, you know, you think Elon Musk is, like, you know, some fucking messiah for humanity. It's like, fuck you. IT tech bro, weird ass wannabe motherfuckers. Like, I don't got any fucking, like, you know, sympathy for motherfuckers. I got nothing but scorn. That's what matters, not lives. Well, I mean, it could go suck a fucking dick. How about that? And you know what? With enough money, it would. Capitalism, right?
Coming from TV's #1 data bitch. Anyone who collects incontrovertible data would give you a more specific date than the near future, because data bitches, as we all know, are also calendar bitches.
Don't insult me. I'm not insulting you. I'm insulting, like, the broader, ethereal, like, IT tech bro that I have in my mind that I'm kind of projecting towards. You know, like, really the dude who was driving that Tesla. Like, I'm just kind of, like, imagining him in my head and just yelling at him. I mean, I am reacting to your comment, but it's not inherently directed at you. I mean, you know, just a reminder, I'm not actually trying to assault you, sir. It's not that I'm insulting. You have nothing to do with self-driving car. You're not driving a fucking Tesla, so what do you got to do with this?
And look, I know myself. And look, history is littered with titans of business.
I mean, if anything, a Tesla is just as likely to fucking potentially cream you on the road just as much as me. I mean, just saying.
Broken people, from Thomas Edison through Henry Ford through Steve Jobs. The difference is, by and large, they didn't open up their brain to let the whole world have a constant look inside, but Elon does, and the glimpses we get can be terrifying, and that brings us back to...
Never seen one. I'm sure you will see, one when you get to New Mexico. I mean, if, well, when you, visit here for a little bit, at some point, then you'll definitely see them.
Musk has been...
Alabama doesn't have a tech boat community. I wonder why. It is Alabama, after all.
Heavy user for years, putting out classic tweets like, I put the art in fart. 69 days after 420 again, haha. And technically, alcohol is a solution, which technically isn't a joke.
And also, technically, depending on who you are, I guess, could be a solution. Not a good one. I mean, I guess it could be.
And his biographer will tell you...
He's a giant child. I mean, he really is. He's just an insecure fucking man-child. I mean, honestly, the more, there are a couple things I'm like, oh, he said that. Oh, well, there's some new damage shit. Like, there has been a couple things, that, I've learned a little bit. I mean, a lot of it I've already known. But it's like every little bit by bit that I learn of this little fucking insecure man-child, little bitch fuck, like the more I am just convinced he's an insecure man-child bitch fuck. I mean, because that's what he is. Fucking arm. But, because, nothing can really convince me otherwise at this point. I mean, it's just an insecure little fucking child. He just, wants the world to essentially, revere him as, some fucking god. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's, a legit solstice and he thinks the universe revolves around him. And, literally the cosmos itself revolves around him. I would not be surprised at all.
Genuinely problematic extent.
One day he was traveling with a friend.
Elongate win. Dude, honestly, there's got to be fucking something that will knock his ass down. I mean, seriously. I mean, the dude's basically at least either secretly a Nazi or, open secret Nazi, or at least, complicit with them. Definitely kind of, a little sussy on the, PDF, shit. I mean, a fucking, just abhorrent, fucking anti-Semite and shit. When it comes to, Bouston and supporting that fucking shit. Yeah, he's hyper anti-woke on the virtue because he has a trans kid, yes. The reason why he's jumped on that fucking train was because of that. Because he thinks, the woke mob, fucking brainwashed his kid or something. So, I mean, it's the dude is a fucking insecure little man-child, basically. And he just wants the world to revolve around him and basically beckon to his fucking whims and edicts. This is what happens when you have billionaires, dude. I mean, Jesus Christ. This is what happens when Nepo babies exist with billions of dollars. I heard he bought Twitter to spite them. Well, to a certain extent, yes. He did. I say X because it's easier to say Twitter. I'm still saying Twitter. I even typed Twitter out. I refuse to just put X. I just refuse. I do Twitter. That's what it is. That's what the platform is. I don't give a fuck what Elon calls it or decides to rebrand it as.
Gracias. And Musk had kept tweeting late at night, doing these ridiculous tweets, sometimes very harmful ones. And so the friend said, let me take your phone and I'm going to put it in the safe here in the hotel room. Friend punches in the code and he said, that way you can't use it late at night. At 3 in the morning, Musk calls hotel security to get him to open the safe, and he starts doing tweets. He was addicted to tweeting.
Look, I am sure when the app...
Honestly, that sounds like something that Trump would do too. Oh my god. 2 peas in a pod right there. yeah, it's like birds, same feather flock together type of shit. Like, oh my god. He literally got, like, hotel security to unlock the fucking safe so he could start tweeting, like, you know, goddamn Trump on an Adderall binge. You know, like, you know, like, going off and shit, dude. I didn't know that. That's, you know, that's what I was saying about, like, a little bit of tidbit of information I've learned about him. And just like I said, doesn't it not confirm what I just said? That he's an insecure little man-child bitch fuck? Like, doesn't it literally just confirm what I just said earlier? Like, I mean, it does. Like, every little bit of information that I learn about him that's new, like that, just confirms it more and fucking more. Every goddamn day. Every time he tweets something, every time he opens his stupid little fucking weird muskrat-ass little mouth. Like, I mean, it's confirmed more and more. Like, you honestly, like, it would be the most Olympian Herculean feat to fucking convince me otherwise. Like, I mean, genuinely. Like, you would have to pull some, like, goddamn, like, 16D chess maneuvers. Like, fuck 4D. I mean, 16D chess maneuvers with that bitch. You know, to fucking convince me otherwise. Like GLHF. Like, I mean, I'm willing to hear an argument if someone could potentially convince me. I will grant that, by the way, but I don't think anyone's going to. I'm objectively convinced that no one's going to convince me. Unless he's doing, like, the craziest, like, weird fucking social experimental psyop known to man. Like, I mean, there is no fucking way you're going to convince me. Jared Kushner has a hilarious last name. You know, I have not thought about him in a long fucking time. And yes, Kushner is kind of a funny last name. I'm the Kushner. Dude, it literally sounds like a nickname for a stoner. It's like, yeah, you got, like, you know, Jeremy Kushner, you know, McDonald over there, bro. Fucking smokes, you know, Chiefs hella blunts day on day. Could probably compete with Snoop Dogg, man. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, it sounds like the local hardcore stoner that, like, does freestyles when he gets hella lit on a blunt or something, dude. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's kind of a cool name, actually. You know, Jared Kushner is a piece of shit, but, you know, I will grant that. His last name's cool.
Security guard is called up to a billionaire's hotel room at 3 a.m. They have a list of things to expect, and it begins and ends with dead bodies. So, it must have been a pleasant surprise when he wheeled an empty garbage bin into the room, only to find Elon Musk punching random numbers into his hotel safe, just because he thought of, I put the art in...
Well, Jared Kushner also took a bunch of fucking money from Turkey, too. To basically fuck over the Kurds and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, he took money from the Kurds. He took money from Turkey as well, too.
And the whole world simply had to know. And look, Elon's tweets were never that great. Not like mine, of course, which are banger after banger after banger after certified banger. I don't miss. But in recent years, they've taken a turn toward the nasty and conspiratorial, getting increasingly...
Dude, someone just had a belly laugh at that one. Dude, someone just had a belly laugh over that, dude. You know you got a super fan when, you know, someone's got the belly laugh going on. Sukov, I hear scratching at the door and now you're barking. Is this now the time that you need to take a shit? Because it's cold as fuck outside, and I really don't want that door open for an extended period of time. I'm gonna have to get, like, you know, 4 more goddamn, you know, little heat warmers. He just, like, waddled his way over there, just now looking at me. He's just like, any day now. He's just giving me that look. Okay, alright, hold on. I guess I'll have the fucking goddamn cold ass door open. Oh, don't be giving me that look and stretchiness. Oh my god, you stretchy boy. Yeah, hold on. Oh my god, you fucking asshole. Well, he just went bye-bye. He was like, yay! Humors are ineffective. Bitch, please. These are very effective right now. In fact, I'm gonna put these bad boys back in my pockets so I can keep my legs warm. Yeah. Get in there. Yeah.
Right-wing trolls. And many point to one particular moment as the turning point here, the pandemic lockdowns.
California's 40 million residents are in lockdown.
At the time, the government had ordered Musk to close his Tesla factories in California.
I mean, he was pissed that his factories were kind of forced to
yes,
close,
ultimately, yes. That's the thing. He wanted them there, and he wanted them working. He thought it was an existential crisis if Tesla didn't succeed.
We must keep it open. Damn you if you get sick. Just stay in there and work.
For the world, for all of us. And then it got weird.
Free America now. Give people their freedom back. In California have been half empty.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is basically just like him being butthurt because he had to like abide by regulations and shit of like, hey, you need to shut down because, you know, there's like a pandemic going on. And it's like, no, we must make our profits. This is detrimental.
People back their freedom.
Musk told his employees that he intended to defy orders and go to work.
CEO Elon Musk tweeted, "I will be on the line with everyone else. If anyone is arrested, I ask that it only be me."
Okay, what that really drives home is just...
Well, I wish you were. I wish you were arrested.
Different Musk is from the rest of us, because there is rich and detached, and then there's, I've asked the cops not to arrest anyone else, so we should be good, rich and detached. And look, let's admit, a lot of our brains got a bit broken during the pandemic. I think we can all agree that it'd be really cool if the entirety of the pandemic chapter in future history textbooks simply read, "Weird time, had to be there, we did our best." But Elon didn't channel his anxiety in one of the normal ways, like spraying groceries with disinfectant, getting really...
I mean, we really didn't do our best, at least in America, but, you know, individually, I guess, you know, hey, we had to do what we had to do. You can't help the fucking delusional psychopaths and ineffective government for being shitty.
Or tracking down and purchasing one-of-a-kind rat erotica, you know, normal stuff.
Yo, what's going on here? Yo, is John Oliver a furry? Yo, sauce? Where's the sauce on that? Like, I mean, okay, yeah, alright, well, my furry, me is talking right now, but... Yeah, though, sauce? I mean, yo, John Oliver, you can't just fucking flex that and not have the sauce. You gotta, like, have the source of the sauce. I mean, you're flexing that, you know, to a furry right here, and you're not even gonna show out where the sauce really is. You know, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think I recognize it. Maybe not this particular piece, but I think I recognize the art. I think I might know. Oh, my... See, like, you know, I don't know, like, you know, porn artists, but I know furry artists, and a lot of them draw porn. So it's just like, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I think I recognize artists. Oh, I guess they draw that too, huh? It's like, well, time to do some research. I mean, that's the furry equivalent of like, oh yes, my porn star that I like to look at. It's just like various different artists that just happen to draw good shit. But you know what? Furry porn's good shit, so fuck you if you don't like it. It's not our fault shit's hot.
Instead, his brain broke in the direction of right-wingers who were loudly opposing the shutdowns. And once he started siding with them over those complaints...
Yeah, I can't believe that fucking John Oliver actually had a picture of that shit out there. Like, I mean, it's kind of puts the questions there, John. It's like, are you furry? It's like, come on, bud.
Once he started siding with them over those complaints, he found himself sympathising with their broader concerns about a woke mind virus, and that they were being mocked and shadow banned and generally disrespected by Twitter. And since he was also the richest man in the world, he could fix all of this by simply burning the whole thing, which is what he then did. And I don't have time to run through every bad decision that he's made at Twitter, although, real quick...
It's literally everything he's done there.
He cut about 80% of the staff, dissolved the Trust and Safety Council, blew up the verification system, exercised the same censorship he claimed to be against, reactivated the accounts of various white supremacists, released the Twitter files in which he basically mistook the emails of various feckless, left-leaning tech weenies struggling with the impossible job of content moderation for a vast
tech weenies
elite conspiracy to silence shits, changed the name to X, put a gigantic X on the building, which he then took down, and just this week reversed his early decision.
And the main reason is because there's a lot of people that have apartments that are like a couple blocks away from this, where that shit was literally having like a strobe party on the fucking roof of the building, and it was like keeping people up at night and shit. Like, I mean, literally, like, the city demanded that it was taken down, and like a couple days later it was like
Alex Jones back onto the site, a decision that's been met with resounding praise from Big Loud Fucks Quarterly.
And also during that call, Vivek Ramaswamy had like a gnarly piss in the background too. Where it sounded like a succulent stream, dude. It was just like, you're in the forest and, you know, you happen to walk by and there's like a little stream just like there, and it's like, that's what it sounded like, dude. Dude, I mean, man, oh my god, we are really genuinely beyond parody at this point. Like, I mean, really legitimately, we are honestly in a moment where, like, parody really cannot, like, mimic reality. Like, I mean, if anything, reality is mimicking parody. I mean, it's like, I didn't think that the turn would happen, the shift would happen, but, you know, fuck it, I guess it did. What are you gonna do?
The charge of Twitter has seen a rise
Just ride the
in
wave.
rhetoric from Musk himself, including boosting a transphobic documentary saying every parent should watch this, responding interesting to a tweet reading blacks kill each other, whites kill themselves, and boosting this office meme, falsely implying
what?
In a cover.
I don't even think that's true. Like, that sounds like some cherry-picked bullshit. Oh my god, what the fuck, dude? Holy sh... oh my god.
About Pizzagate. I didn't think it was possible, but it genuinely makes me miss the man who once posted, "Send me your dankest memes," and this picture of a turtle on wheels with the message, "Science has gone too far." And what?
Well, you know, like, the dankest memes end up being, like, I guess, weird JQ, right toy, fucking crazy shit, so, yeah. What are you gonna do, I guess?
Will dispute there has been a rise in hate speech on the platform, or that he has pandered to white nationalists. You know who disagrees with him on that? White nationalists. Just listen to Nick Fuentes telling Richard Spencer everything Elon has done for their movement.
It's only been a year since my...
Dude, I have not heard of Richard Spencer in so fucking long. Did Nick Fuentes forget to turn his green screen on? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Did he shave his mustache to where it's actually little? Oh, I know he didn't. Okay. I honestly thought he shaved his mustache to look like a Hitler stash, but yeah, I guess it's just kind of the lighting. Wait, I hear my dog back out there. Okay. Hold on. Closing the door again real quick. Yes, returns, but he's trying to sneak out at the gate. I can tell. Yeah, you. Yeah, don't be doing that. Alright. I know you've done your biz, so come back. Yep, that's right. Good boy. Sweet little boy. Yes, yes, yes. You're a good little boy. Yeah. You're a sweet boy. Oh, you're so sharp. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sweet little thing. Sweet little thing.
acquired Twitter, which is not really a long time, and the change...
Oh my lord. Dude, Richard Spencer is, like, not looking good the last time I've seen him. It looks like he's chunked up a little bit. He's not, like, fat, but he's, like, chunked up a little. He looks like he's kind of, like... He's not really as chiseled as an Aryan like he tried to present himself as. He's just kind of, like, stopped giving a fuck about trying to do that weird, like, Hitler Youth fucking haircut and shit. He's kind of let it puff out and some whatever the fuck shit's going on there. He's kind of let himself go, dude. Man, this is what happens when you become an irrelevant Nazi. You just kind of let yourself go. Does he have, like, some weird stubble that he's just, like, stopped maintaining? Dude, I think he did. Dude, he's let himself go, bro. He doesn't really do a lot of public shit anymore, so I guess he kind of doesn't really care about the appearance. Not that I give a fuck. I don't feel bad. I think it's funny. Like, I think it's kind of amusing. I find it funny that, like, after, you know, like, it's been so long, and after all these years, he's just kind of let himself go now a little bit. It's like, damn. You know what? I bet you that punch, that infamous, you know, video of Richard Spencer getting punched in the fucking face, dude, I bet that was the fucking turnaround right there, dude. And then that weird unhinged fucking audio clip of him screeching about, like, yeah, you know, like, you know, about the Jews or whatever the fuck. You know, it's like, I mean, there was, like, I think a few moments that were kind of a true turnaround, but, like, it all kind of coalesced around, you know, the same era, so it was just like a turnaround era for him. Like, he kind of had a peak, and then he just kind of hella crashed after that. Now he's just like, he just kind of looks like some weird middle-aged, like, insecure, sad, degenerate millennial schlub. I mean, at least, you know, right-wing boomer schlub.
Didn't even begin to roll out until less than a year ago, and yet the change has been dramatic. How much the window...
Is he taking shots? Oh my god, did he become an alcoholic too? Is he just taking shots of, like, tequila or something? Like, that wasn't, like, you know, just a glass. That was, like, a shot glass. Like, dude, he straight up took a shot of something. But, dude, he's an alcoholic too. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, how he has fallen, bro. Oh, my God. Dude, I didn't even think I would see him just take a shot right there. But, oh, my God, dude, he has fallen so hard that he's, like, he can't even really hang out with other Nazis without having to be drunk. Oh my god, dude, man. It must be pathetic to be an irrelevant bastard, isn't it? The fact that you have to have someone who's, like, basically usurped your fucking throne to get some fucking relevance again. I mean, it's like, that is sad. I mean, holy shit. I mean, it almost makes me feel bad for him, but he's a Nazi, so I don't. I'm never going to. But it almost makes me feel bad. Almost. You got that Nazi firewall that kind of prevents that. I mean, you know, because that ain't ever going to change from him. I mean, oh my god. Honestly, it's kind of just like a strange little, like, weird bit of nostalgic kind of euphoria almost, if that makes sense in a way. Because, like, I remember, like, when I first got into politics, this guy was a big fucking name. And Nick Fuentes was, like, literally nobody. Like, I don't even think it was a thing yet. Like, and now it's the other way around. Like, barely anyone knows about Richard Spencer anymore. And Nick Fuentes is the top fucking dog when it comes to spewing Nazi shit. It's like, man, dude, how the tables have turned. It's kind of wild. And also, there was a point where they were kind of like, you know... At least, you know, Nick was kind of up and coming while Spencer was still kind of relevant to an extent. So, I mean, you know, and also, maybe that's why he's taking shots because, and honestly, he looks a little salty. I think, you know, there's like a little bit of like, you know, salt, you know, about this. Where it's like, fuck you, I'm supposed to be who you are right now. Like, your position, influence, that's where I'm supposed to be, you son of a bitch. Like, he kind of looks like he has like a grudge almost, but he's not really trying to show it, but... I mean, his body, you know, his facial expressions is definitely kind of showing it to an extent, I think. Maybe I'm just kind of hyperanalyzing it, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. I mean, since they're about, you know, as equally irreprehensible when being Nazi fucks, I mean, they're about as on an equal footing on that, so, I mean, to me, it makes sense.
Noticeably on issues like white identity, which apparently is suddenly mainstream. It wasn't for a long time. It seemed like Charlie...
Huh? I'm not even really gonna go in too much depth about why that is just insanely stupid and retarded beyond recognition. Like, I'm pretty sure in America that was kind of like the norm for quite a while.
Said one or two.
It wasn't really, I guess, arguably, at least, you know, like during the Civil War and afterwards during the, you know, during abolition, when that started to crack, and then, you know, bit by bit it broke away over time and shit, and it still hasn't really completely broken away. It's definitely like fractured into 1,000 pieces to an extent, but it's still scattered around regionally. Like, that's just not even true. That's just insane. Like, what?
Here. And then this year, now everyone's a white nationalist. Now everyone's a white identitarian. You open up one of the social platforms, it's so hot, it's so fast, it changes public opinion virtually overnight, and really in our favor.
Wow. All of that is horrifying, but the use of the term white identitarian is just not fooling anyone. That is what the word racist writes on a job application to make it sound like it went to college. And the fact Elon seems to be getting increasingly radical is a big problem because we put a lot of power into his hands, and much more than you may realize. Remember when I said that no one is...
Right with a gem, if you got a new coworker, would you rather have someone who always talks about astrology or always talks about NFTs? Astrology. Honestly, astrology hands down. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Because, like, look, I mean, I got some coworkers that unironically will talk about that sometimes because a few of them do believe in it. I don't, but I mean, I'll actually unironically like entertain it a little bit. Be like, well, I guess I am a little bit, but thing is though, I mean, don't you kind of see a little bit of this and that in me too, a little? And they'll be like, yeah, I guess. And I'll be like, I kind of give them this look of like, well, isn't it kind of bullshit? I mean, because it's basically like generic like personality types and shit like that, scattered about, and honestly, like, if you look at any generic descriptor of really any of the, the astrological signs and shit, I guarantee you're going to find at least one or two, or at least a few of them, and all of them that, could at least, portray you, to some extent or another. Well, if they talk about both, I'm just not going to talk to them a lot. Or if I do, it's going to literally be about any other topic. And as soon as they, talk about that shit, I am yeetus deletus.
The big swings that he is, that includes the government. And over the years, that means a lot of things that this country relies on have been outsourced to Musk. Every day, Musk's companies control more of the internet, power grid, transportation...
God damn it. Come on, YouTube. Don't be regarded. Oh my god, now I'm being regarded. No. Whoa. Okay, insane in the membrane. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ.
Objects in orbit, the nation's security infrastructure, and its energy supply. To take just one example, SpaceX has now put more than 4,500 Starlink satellites into orbit, meaning that Musk's company now accounts for over...
He wants enough of them to basically make fucking advertisements in space, and I swear to God, if that happens, I'm gonna go full on Derek Jensen, goddamn fucking, like... I mean, maybe I should go full tap, with it, but, like, eco-radical about it. Eco-extremism.
Satellite. And that puts the US government in a bit of
Shut the fuck up.
Just watch a National Security Council spokesman try to explain why it wouldn't be acting in response to Elon's boosting of that great replacement theory tweet.
There's innovation out there in the private sector that we'd be foolish to walk away from. I'm not aware of any specific efforts to address our concerns over his rhetoric, but that doesn't mean that we accept
I hate the fact that they're using this weird, like, clips of him just like, oh, yes. Trying to look all like, fucking, holier than thou, being like, oh, yeah, I'm a part of the team and this and that. It's like, man, I fucking hate how they're fucking depicting this.
Agree with or condone in any way that anti-Semitic rhetoric that he pushed.
Yeah, we're now at the point where the government is explicitly saying we've chosen to look the other way on the anti-Semitism thing, or as it's more commonly known, a daddy's home too.
Oh, and by the way, if you happen to be pro-Palestinian, and equate, like, anti-Zionism and shit with all that and stuff, well, you're actually, an anti-Semite yourself, so fuck you for that, by the way. It's like, they're gonna pay attention to that, but not like Elon Musk and his platform when it comes to, like, literal fucking Nazis that are on the platform and shit. Yeah, not that at all, though. No.
The problem isn't just the optics of having someone as erratic as Elon in charge of half the world's satellites. His opinions can change the shape of world events. When Russia invaded Ukraine, one of their first actions was to sever its internet access. Now, Musk...
Musk is the type of guy to ask his secretary how to open a PDF. I mean, no shit, dude.
Credit. agreed to provide Ukraine access to his Starlink network and donated hardware, enabling them to reach the internet via satellite. And they were very grateful.
Lieutenant Taras Berezovets is a spokesman for
Which, by the way, Elon Musk, like, took this away from them, by the way. He shut down the Starlink for them.
military.
And if anything, it actually became detrimental for some Ukrainian forces, too, by the way, because, like you know, there were, like, some Russian forces that were able to, like, you know, also tap into it as well and use it, too. So they were also able to see certain troop movements and shit like that. So it's like Elon Musk unintentionally, or maybe I guess by proxy, intentionally, you know, helped, you know, Russian forces as well, just as much as Ukrainians. So it's like, I mean, what the fuck, dude?
Told us Starlink is crucial for commanding troops on the battlefield.
Elon Musk.
We've been so grateful.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
SpaceX and to Elon Musk. Without Starlink, none of our offensives would be so successful.
It's true. The Ukrainian military was grateful to SpaceX and Elon Musk, which is one of those headlines that even a few years ago would have sounded impossible, like Panera Bread's lemonade linked to second death and Henry Kissinger finally dead. And by the way, I'm pretty sure it's the lemonade that got him. But as time went on, Elon toyed with the idea of withdrawing Starlink service, complaining that the cost was too high, even as he seemed increasingly Russia-friendly. At one point, he said Russia should be allowed to annex Ukrainian land and tweeted a proposed peace plan that would essentially just give Russia everything they wanted. Perhaps most notably, he refused a Ukrainian request to activate Starlink in Crimea, enabling them to launch an attack on Russian ships, reportedly because a Russian official warned him that that could lead to a nuclear response. And I guess that must be true. Right? What are Russian officials going to do? Lie to an easily flattered CEO to get exactly what they want? Nah, I don't know. And look,
definitely not.
Insists that he is pro-Ukraine and okay. But US officials are now in the awkward position of having to defer to him on policy. One Pentagon spokesman even said that he'd let a reporter interview an official only if Musk gave permission, saying, "We'll talk to you if Elon wants us to." Isn't great. You know, before
just have like a bunch of billionaire robber baron fucking elites, you know, just basically be kings who could dictate, like, you know, this type of shit. Like, I mean, oh my god. I mean, this is why I kind of find it silly that there are a lot of right-wingers that think there's like some secret shadow government. It's like, bitch, it's right there in your fucking face, bro. Like, the shadow government is shit like this. It's not just Musk, but I mean, it's like, you know, it's fucking, you know, corporate elite, you know, stock, you know, shareholders, CEOs, you know, like multi-billionaire fucking, like, you know, CEO, you know, like multi-company owning fucks and shit, like lobbyists and stuff. Like, I mean, they're the these are the motherfuckers that are doing like the quote-unquote shadow government, you know, conspiratorial shit. And it's not even a conspiracy because it's just literally in your face. It's like right there. They just flaunt it, you know, half the time. A lot of them tend to be pretty quiet about it, but not all of them. They fucking worship it. Yeah, and they worship it.
on behalf of the...
They think they're like some savior of fucking humanity. But yeah, I want to think like there's like some communist, like, you know, Jewish, like, woke, deep state liberal agenda or some shit. It's like, give me a... it's like, give me a fucking break, dude.
Up the chain and make sure it's cool with Admiral Dank Memes 420.
The conspiracy literally exists to move criticism away from billionaires. Well, exactly. I mean, that's literally the point.
Elon Musk could not have humiliated the Pentagon anymore if he'd opened up his own building next door called the Hexagon, the Pentagon that fucks. The Pentagon has since signed a contract...
Dude, honestly, the Pentagon should be rebuilt as a hexagon and be called the Hexagon. Dude, that does sound a little bit more badass, honestly.
...to take over certain services and rely less on Musk's whim. But even Elon's own biographer...
Communist, Jewish, Arab, Muslim, Socialist, Liberal, shadow government. Well, you forgot to have, like, woke, you know, in there, too. Well, and trans. Like, the Communist, Trans, Jewish, Arab, Muslim, woke, Socialist, Liberal, shadow government. There you go.
...unease about just how important he's become.
So... how does Elon feel about having this much global power?
You know, he says to me, how am I in the middle of this? But frankly, he loves it. He loves drama. He loves being the epic hero. I think it is a little bit dangerous because he loves it too much.
Wait, he...
Oh, an egotistical, solipsistic, narcissistical, billionaire, psycho kid, man-child, fuckboy. Wow. Oh, really? That, being dangerous? Who would have thought?
It was drama? I'm sorry, I'm really not that comfortable with one of the most powerful people on Earth being summed up the same way you described Andy Cohen on New Year's Eve. Look, the fact is, whether we...
Dude, okay, I know that, frame that you just put up, dude. Wasn't that, 2021 New Year's Eve or some shit? Dude, he was drunk as fuck. I mean, I think, it's like the one time where some of the news reporters, at least, with New York, with their New Year's Eve there and shit, I think it's like the one time where they're allowed to be drunk a little bit, while openly, at least to a certain extent, and, he was lit. I guarantee you he had, fucking a few gel shots, some fucking, liquid marijuanas or something. I don't, dude, he was going fucking full ham, bro. Yeah, I'll be back in town. I should be back by the 28th, but it might be sooner than that. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's at least by the 28th. So yeah, I'll be back in town by then. Honestly, New Year's Eve, I know the indigenous powwow punk rock band 1876 is going to be playing at the Twilight, so I'm just going to see if I could go try to go to that. Maybe. Found out because a couple of them from the band were at the show that I went to, the Epic Bar Hoppin'. Well, one started at the Twilight maybe, and because I know there's going to be a show there. What's Twilight? The Twilight Tavern or Cavern or something like that. I know Tyler's had a few shows there before. I'll have to ask him where the fuck it is, because I honestly don't even know where it is. I've heard of it a few times before, but I have no idea where the fuck it is, to be honest. I've heard of it a few times. I think Tyler's played there, a couple times before, but I literally don't know where it is. I've heard of it. It's like, it's like that, place where it's like, oh, you must take the pilgrimage to go to. Because I don't know where it is. It'll be a journey and an adventure for me to go to. I know Tyler's mentioned it before, so I'm sure he's been to the venue a few times. At least, either seeing shows or playing them, though. Twilight Room. Shit's way out there. The Twilight Room, that might be it. Yeah, the Twilight Room. Well, I mean, I'm probably gonna, see about make my way out there. Then I could probably link back after the show. I don't know, I'll have to see.
Or not, and the answer is absolutely not. A huge number of very important things going forward are going to depend on how Elon is feeling, which is a terrifying thing to say about anyone, but especially this guy. So what can be done here? Well, it's actually simple. We just create a robust infrastructure economy that can resist easy monopolization by private firms headed by overconfident billionaires.
Looks like a pool bar. Might be the wrong place. All right. Well, I'll have to. I know Tyler will know what I'm talking about because because the place is also because the place I'm thinking of is also like a live venue show place too. Where local bands play at and stuff. So I know that much. So I'll have to double check with them. I'm pretty sure Tyler will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the 75 definitely goes the way out there.
About 15 years ago. Two problems with that. One, time machines don't exist. And two, the only person with the resources and ambition to build one is the last guy that you'd want to do. You'd probably use it to go back in time and high-five baby Hitler. Look, I'll be honest. My feelings about Elon changed a bit in the writing of this piece. I'm probably now more impressed by what he's doing, but more worried by the fact that he's the one who's been doing it. Because he cultivates an image that he's simply too visionary, too original to play by other people's rules, and he waves away the damage that he does as the cost of innovation and saving humanity. But the truth is, that way of thinking isn't remotely original. We've seen it so many times before. The least surprising thing on Earth is a middle-aged billionaire CEO.
Twilight Cafe and Bar. That, I think, sounds better. Yeah, I think that sounds more accurate. It's in my area also. That sounds more accurate. I think, yeah, because it's like cafe bar and it has live shows and shit. That sounds, yeah, that rings the bell way more than the, what was it? Yeah, the Twilight fucking the Twilight Room. Yeah, that definitely rings a bell more. So I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, because, yeah, I've seen 1876 at the Volume Block Party, and, you know, and they're really badass. Like, they're a really fucking awesome band to check out. So, yeah, I mean, I'll see if I can find some more information about it and send it to you guys.
Self-serving libertarian views, increasingly racist politics, and a messiah complex. And it is long past time that he...
This doesn't look like a punk show, though. I mean, 1876 is a punk band, so, I mean, I don't know what you're looking at, but Dana Fest 23 with Dark Gun, yep, no, that's it. That's a punk show. Yeah, I've seen the Dark Gun and the vignettes. Dude, they're fucking pretty awesome. I have a shirt of theirs. 1876 is good. Monty Vega and the Sit and Shivas. I have not seen them before. The Showgoers and Desert Shame. I haven't seen them, but the Dark Gun and vignettes, 1876, I can vouch. Good bands. I actually have a live video of Dark Gun and vignettes on my channel. If you go on my live shows playlist, I actually have them on my channel, so you can check them out a little bit. I think I have at least 2 songs. I know I have at least 1 for sure. But yeah, I could vouch for them for sure. Like, both of those bands kick ass. But nope, it's punk. It definitely is. It's like, there's definitely going to be a little mixture of different stuff. Looks like 15. Hey, if anyone, you know, wants to go, I'll pay for a couple people. I mean, because, like I said, I can vouch for Dark Gun and vignettes in 1876, because those bands are pretty good. Dark Gun's kind of a little psychedelic-y, you know, with its, like, kind of punk rock, and 1876 is definitely a lot more of, like, the harder powwow, like, punk rock. But like I said, both are pretty good. I don't know about the other bands, but I imagine they're going to be pretty good, too. I mean, if we got those 2 bands playing, I mean... And also, there's a chance that we might, you know, see some other guys in the punk scene, too, because... I know 1876, the guys from there are friends with Los Malvados, so there might be an off chance that a couple of the guys from that band might be there too. If Brendan, the guitarist from Los Malvados, happens to be there, then, you know, and if the hire comes along, then I want those 2 to hook up, because Brendan, the guy who's the guitarist, he has like a side project that's kind of like this doom metal called Doombia. That I think he said it got released on the 16th, so I think that's released now. I don't think it's on YouTube, but I think he said it was like on SoundCloud or Bandcamp or something like that. I have to look it up. But yeah, he has like a little side project that he did with like a couple people and shit. And I'm just like, oh shit, I'll have to like, you know, have you hook up my buddy, you know, next time, you know, I happen to see you or some shit. So it's probably an off chance.
Kind of accountability that should come with that, and not just from the echo chamber that he bought himself online, but from everyone whose lives are very much affected by him. And I know Elon might be unhappy with this piece. He might even permanently delete my Twitter account, which is fine by me. After all, when this absolute treasure is gone, Elon's the one who will have to explain why to the Earth.
To the Earth.
He's saving humanity. What have I ever done? What industries have I revolutionised? And I admit, nothing yet. But may I remind you, I've already taken the first step.
The robot's back. Oh, shit!
Bow down and worship your metal gods! Bounce, 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 bounce!
Alright, I can dig it. Alright. It's, dude, fucking robot came in and fucking, like, you know, rizzed up. Marcus was talking about the high life. There could probably be a place we could pregame at or something. Sukov, good lord. You know what? It's a good time because I actually got to take a breath real quick. So that will shut you up for a minute. Here, I'll be right back. Get him shut up for a second anyway. You little goof. Come on, come here. Oh my good lord, you're getting them. Ah, jeez. Battery around. Fucking hell. Damn. A little battery ram? Jesus Christ. Nearly tripped me like 3 times trying to come in that damn door. Well, like post-game, unless that show's going to midnight. I mean, I have no idea how long it's going for. Like I said, I can look up the details and I could probably give a rough estimate about how long the show might be going for, depending on when the, like, doors open, quote-unquote, you know, for the show. You know, honestly, I guess I could look it up now. Dude, oh my god. Dude, dog. Come on, man. It was a DanaFest, right? Oops. Okay, there we go. He said, yeah, DanaFest, because that'll probably be the quickest way to look that up. Yeah, here we go. Um, 8 p.m. Yeah, likely it probably won't be like midnight. Maybe like. So let's see. So if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the first 2 bands will probably be at least like maybe about 30-ish, maybe 20-ish minutes. So I'll be at least up until about 9 or after 9 probably. Second band will probably be about 45, so I'll probably be around 10 and then. Well, I guess it might be around. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have no idea how. I mean, Dark Gun and Vignettes. I mean, if they're the main headliner with 1876 being their co-headliner, I mean, like, actually, I mean, I know 1876 would have a pretty fat set list because they have, you know, a lot of music, but at least on YouTube, Dark Gun doesn't really have a lot. So I don't know how fat their set list will be. Maybe they got a pretty thick list, so I have no idea. I mean, I've listened to what they have on YouTube, which they have some, you know, songs on YouTube and shit. You know, some people that have uploaded some live stuff before too, but and what I've uploaded, but there's not really that much, so I have no idea like how long their set would be. For all I know, maybe everyone has like a 30-minute to like an hour, 40-minute-ish like set, give or take. So I guess I could see it, like, you know, wrapping up around either, like, 11 or midnight, possibly. Well, the doors say 7:30. The time before the show will start will probably be about 8. That's what it says, so. Man, what is your fucking goddamn deal? Dirty man. Like, excuse a fucking moi there, yo amigo. God damn. Maybe depends on what everyone else thinks. Yeah, I mean, I might technically be working that day, but I could call in, I guess. Or maybe see if I can switch a song before, you know, I leave or something. I don't know. I could definitely at least figure it out. So if it goes to show, I probably want to stay for all the bands. I mean, we could at least, you know, wait until a little later, too. Because, I mean, if the list, at least how it looks like here, is, you know, like with the 2 bands that I definitely could at least vouch off, you know, or vouch for is, you know, later in the evening, then maybe we could show up a little later in the night. I mean, I would at least want to check out the other bands, but, yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. I have that night off after years of waiting. I mean, like I said, I might not, you know, honestly, a part of me probably should have just had my days off until then. Oh, shit. You know what I could do? Because I'm pretty sure I have, like, my days off, you know, a little over than how long I'm actually going to be there. maybe I could come in on one of those days and then say, hey, someone switch with me. I'm gonna have to I need to like double check like, you know, my time of when I'm coming back, you know, for when I'm off and stuff. I'm gonna make sure, but because if not, then I guess I'll be out of the picture. But I'm pretty sure it ain't. Skip to Lady Gaga band. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they got some pretty cool covers of, you know, her songs. I mean, I guess that's the only one that I'm kind of questioning. I mean, the Showgoers or Desert Shame sound kind of cool, but yeah, that's the one where I'm just like, I wonder how that's going to be. I mean, I definitely want to at least go to see 1876, you know, and since Dark and Vignettes are performing as well, so, I mean, you know, I'll at least go for those two especially. I don't like a Gaga Tupac. Well, hey, you can, you know, do covers of, you know, that music and make it sound kind of cool, but, you know, her and Nicki Minaj are hell annoying. I mean, you know, well, Nicki Minaj is certainly fucking annoying. Seems like another thing that we can look at. Let's see. I'd like to see. It is a Sunday, so I know there's like barely fuck out. But that's at least be a little something. Jubilee night. I know what it's about. It's capitalists versus communists, and honestly would be here for like until like for like another 2 or 3 hours. And frankly, I would need some more alcohol for that, and I do not have the money for that. Like, I have money to buy some top ramen, which I actually forgot to do, so, yeah, so I'm gonna do that when I wrap this up eventually once I start getting hungry, so it's like, fuck. I mean, you know, like, I'm in that situation at this point where I'm just like, Texas news a lot today, nothing good. Well, yeah, I've seen the human support video. Well, I don't know if I actually full on reacted to it. I think I've at least, you know, maybe talked about the story, but have I talked about the story? Yeah, I don't think I'm pretty sure I might have mentioned it at least. Here. Yeah, I guess I could look up that video and then just like taint us with some saltiness that will just kind of get our goat. Got expelled student from public school because me no like the hair. Oh, dude, there's some person that was expelled from school because like of their hairstyle. Oh my god, wow. Fucking wow. Oh my god, that little goofball. Yeah, let's see where that story is. Judge rules that their power companies have no obligation to actually provide power to customers. Then the abortion bullshit. Dude, wait. You're just gonna gloss over that first thing you just said. Power companies, you know, the fuckers that are supposed to like guarantee you have energy as long as you pay into it or whatever the fuck, are under no obligation to actually provide power. Oh my god. Texas is a dude, man, the fact that this shit is like, oh my god, I'm about to be there for a while. Holy fucking shit. By a while, more like 4 or 5 days, but still, holy fuck. They're in a shit race with Florida for the most back-ass place in the U.S. I mean, no shit, dude. I mean, arguably, I think there are honestly more of, like, the fucking back-ass place in the U.S. at this point. I mean, DeSantis has barely paid any fucking attention to Florida since he's doing this presidential bullshit, so Florida hasn't really been on the map that much. Outside of stereotypical Florida man shit, I guess. We're surprised at the land of deregulation and press social conservatism and unicorn economics. No. I just get reminded of it sometimes, and I realize, like, how fucking psychopathic it is. Those wanting to move to Texas don't, unless you're moving from some Riley, moving from fucking Riley or some shit to those there, leave. Yeah, seriously. Meanwhile, in less than a fucking week, I'm gonna, like, be there for, like, 4 or 5 days. At least I don't really have to partake in their economy that much. Riley. It's a planet in Star Wars. Only autistic spurg-ass nerds like us are gonna be able to understand, but yeah. Sounds like a suburban hellscape. Lovecraft mythos. Oh, Lovecraft mythos. Well, aren't there... Isn't that also a planet in Star Wars, too? Wait, so did fucking, like, goddamn George Lucas take the... Oh, my God. Is this Star Wars thing? I'm pretty sure that's also named... I'm pretty sure that's the name of a planet. Yeah, I think so. Unless I'm mistaken. Ignar conveniently gets stranded in Las Vegas by a massive snowstorm. I mean, I don't know. Shit's gonna be hella expensive being there. Boop. Goofy little thing. Oh my God, this dog is gonna hate the fact that I'm gonna be gone for so long. It's gonna be like generations and eons, you know, to him. I just hope, you know, at least a couple of the homeboys can clutch up and take care of him for a little bit. Because poor little baby, he's just gonna be by himself here, and it's gonna feel bad for him. Would you spend the week in Vegas? Well, yeah. But the thing is, I'm at least gonna put a lot of that aside for me. And honestly, like, I mean, you know, like, I'm like, I kind of feel like it'll be like jinxing it if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go in there thinking I'm gonna get there with, you know, some winnings. I'm not going in there expecting anything. I'm just gonna go in there to have a little fun, and whatever results are what they are. I'm not, you know, because I feel like if I go in there thinking, oh yeah, let's win this shit, like, I'm gonna have the exact opposite. Like, if I don't think about it, I'm pretty sure, you know, I have probably a better chance of maybe winning about it. So I'm just not thinking about it. Like, you know, outside of just, like, you know, which casino to go to that's, like, quick and easily accessible and stuff like that, and just spend, like, 4 hours there or something. So, I mean, that's basically is what I'm doing there. They're going there expecting a $16 burger and an overpriced beer. Yes. Yes. That is definitely going to be the case. And is that going to kind of suck? Yeah. But hey, you know, let's get a little food and some alcohol in me and get to have fun at a, you know, poker table or two. Or roulette. Probably roulette. I like roulette. Roulette's fun. What the fuck was that? What tiny little fly did you just try to, like, inhale, dude? Oh my God, you fucking goober. Good grief. Silly little mutt. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. You're a mutt. You're a silly thing. And a lazy boy. You're the most laziest, goofiest little fuck of a dog I've ever seen, for one, and for two, I've ever had to deal with. It's like, rather smelling butcher beyond repair. Or is the wife silent? Or late? I mean, man, don't make me try to explain, because honestly, like, all I know is I'm pretty sure it's like a planet in Star Wars or some shit, and even then I might be misremembering it. So, I mean, because I don't know. I mean, at this point, y'all made me confused. Doggo, you got one of your ears flipped over. You goofball. Oh my god. The urge to do a little... Just a little whistle in the ear. If you are confused and I'm Confucius, damn. Damn, son. Well. Wow. Wow. Oh shit, there's like a new true crime thing. Wow. This is a little later in the evening, and maybe we'll do this for next time, but whoa. Detectives left sickened by killer mom's confession. And the thumbnail says you cooked them. Fucking what? It's like, I'm immediately intrigued. It's been a minute since we had a true crime, stream too, so maybe we can, react to this, for tomorrow. Why not? Because, what? I put that in Google and I'm only getting virtual hookers on Instagram and shit. I think Rose rickrolled us. Well, it is a Lovecraftian thing. I mean, you have to look up H.P. Lovecraft. Like, like specifically the Arthur. Whatever. Thought we were doing the HR thing. I suppose we can find it. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where? Oh, there it is. And down here, week old video. Shit. Just misspelled it. Relay. Huh? It's probably like some crazy Cthulhian fucking word. Quicklay or some shit. That one might be even worse. Yeah, I mean, that's probably why, I thought it was like some Star Wars shit, because, yeah, you kind of butchered it. Relay? Yeah, I have no idea.
I never imagined we'd be in this position. I never imagined I would ever want or need an abortion. And
I spelled it how you pronounce it. Riley.
I think by sharing this story, you can imagine, the women that you love in your life, and, imagine they're pregnant and so happy and looking forward to the baby, and they find out that she will not survive. She'll either die in my belly, or I'll carry her to term and have to deliver her stillborn, or if she arrives into this world, her life will be measured in minutes or hours or days.
But you know what? That life is nothing more than pure preciousness. And your life means fuck all when we have the life of the unborn to care for.
With medical devices, she would need to be placed directly onto hospice. So imagine receiving that news and carrying that with the risks and complications of continuing the pregnancy and the childbirth. It's overwhelming. So I wanted to share my story because I never would have thought of it before it happened to me. And so I just, want people to hear it.
You just heard from Kate Cox. She's a 31-year-old mother of two and a Texas woman who was forced to leave her own state all so she can receive the life-saving health care that she needs. Now, in this instance, that health care in question is abortion. But because of her state's laws, and specifically her state's attorney general, now she is unable to get that care. And she was forced to leave. Now, the shocking details of the story make it crystal clear that Republicans could not care less about life.
I mean, to be frank, honestly, I mean, anyone that leaves that state probably shouldn't look back.
Morning News reports Kate Cox, 31, sued the state earlier this week for access to an abortion after receiving a fatal fetal diagnosis that doctors say could risk her health or future fertility. Travis County District Court Judge Maya Guerra Gamble granted a temporary restraining order allowing the abortion under the medical exemption clause of Texas's abortion bans. Before filing the suit with the state, Cox experienced severe cramping and unidentifiable fluid leaks that sent her to the emergency room multiple times. Doctors diagnosed her baby with full trisomy 18, also known as Edwards syndrome, which makes it highly unlikely the baby will survive long after birth if it's not stillborn. The lawsuit alleges that Cox is at risk for severe complications that could threaten her life or fertility given her 2 prior cesarean sections and elevated vital signs. Now, in an op-ed she wrote for the Dallas Morning News, she said this about her lawsuit, quote, "I do not want to continue the pain and suffering that has plagued this pregnancy or continue to put my body or my mental health through the risks of continuing this pregnancy. I do not want..."
Nah, you're nothing more than just a biological incubator. Nah, don't mean nothing here in the state of Texas to tell you what. Yeah, how some bitch.
Maybe to arrive
basically the state of Texas in a nutshell.
Only to watch her suffer. I need to end my pregnancy now so that I have the best chance for my health, for parenting my children, and for a future pregnancy. With help from the center, I'm asking the Texas courts to grant me a temporary restraining order saying that my situation falls under the exception to the state's abortion bans. Not because my pregnancy is exceptional, just because this is life. It's my decision. Now, the fact that she
I mean, she literally has to ask, like, daddy government, you know, like, even though all these fucking conservatives are all about, like, small gov, you know, she has to ask daddy government whether, you know, she can have an abortion or not, and they're like, no. It's just fucking, that on the face of it is just psychotic in itself. And then, like, you know, but, like, man, Streamlabs is fucking weird. For some reason, after, like, the 3-hour, 20-some-ish minute mark, I kind of notice it wants to be weird and do that. I've noticed that lately. I don't know if that's a part of the weird ass update, you know, where it's like, no, you're limited to how far you can go. But whatever. Where were we in the video? Here. We didn't really miss anything at all.
Be a genuine miscarriage of justice, the judge said in explaining her decision, referring to warnings from Cox's doctors that the doomed pregnancy could...
Well, yeah, I guess it's
quote, "The idea that Miss Cox wants desperately to be pregnant and this law might actually cause her to lose that ability is shocking and would be a genuine miscarriage of justice," the judge said in explaining her decision, referring to warnings from Cox's doctors that the doomed pregnancy could affect her future fertility. So she applied for the abortion exception and she got one. That's the end of the story, right? Actually, no. The Republican Attorney General in Texas, Ken Paxton, decided to personally intervene to stop her from getting the health care that she needs. So his office released this statement warning that the district court judge's decision...
Miscarriage, you mean? And not the most tactful word here.
does not actually insulate her gynecologist or the hospitals involved from legal culpability if they give her an abortion. And he sent a letter to multiple hospitals that all could be potentially performing the procedure, letting them know that if they do this, he's coming after them if they allow this to happen. And guess what? He won. This one man used his power to intervene and stop this one woman from getting the health care that she needs.
I mean, that shit should just basically be fucking illegal. Like, I mean, it's this idea that, like, I mean, the state, especially just one fucking piece of shit, you know, can basically, you know, stop, you know, someone from getting an abortion, you know, and shit, or just really, like, anything when it comes to, like, you know, the body of the rights in a sense. Like, it's just psychotic and insane.
Save her life. It's just so ridiculous to me. The fact that he would be shameless enough to do this after purporting to be pro-life tells you so much about him, right? But the fact that we have a political system, a legal system that allows one man to intervene in this very personal healthcare decision shows you how flawed this system is. The Daily Beast explains the Texas Supreme Court has temporarily blocked a woman from receiving...
That reminds me of the song Taliban USA by fucking Joe Biafra. It's like, posted, wanted, dead and alive. Doctors and nurses too. Because we're pro-life.
After a lower court ruled that she could get the procedure in order to protect her own health. The late Friday ruling came just hours after Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton asked the state Supreme Court to step in and reverse the decision made in favor of 31-year-old Kate Cox, who had sued for the right to terminate a non-viable pregnancy. Paxton's office, in a filing with the state Supreme Court on Friday, stressed the importance of the fetus's life despite a fatal diagnosis. Quote, each hour it remains in place is an hour that plaintiffs believe themselves free to perform and procure an elective abortion, Paxton's office wrote.
Honestly, this... Dude, he really does look like he's having a perpetual stroke. Oh my fucking god. Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh my god, my fucking... Alright, well, we just have to look back to the fucking goddamn ugly-ass face. Where is it? Where is that ugly fucking mug? Where's the ugly... Where's that ugly mug? Oh, there it is. There's that ugly-ass mug. There we go. Like, I mean... Dude, like, this dude literally legit... Oh my god. Like, he really does have, like, the biggest, laziest fucking lazy eye I've ever seen, dude. Holy shit. He's like a chameleon. He's looking at, like, two different directions.
An elective abortion, Paxton's office wrote. Nothing can restore...
He looked like, yeah, he totally would get bullied by a fucking sloth, dude.
The unborn child's life that will be lost as a result. Just stop for a moment and try to comprehend how monstrous this is. Ken Paxton is saying, I, somebody not involved... This is none of my business, but I personally demand that this woman risk her life and health all to deliver this baby so she can watch it die a slow and painful death.
Which you would argue, and like, wouldn't you argue that that is probably more traumatic than just, like, having an abortion? Like, abortions aren't necessarily, like, some easy process, obviously. I mean, it in itself can be, you know, potentially a traumatic experience for, you know, some women, right? So it's like, that ain't nothing to necessarily scoff about, you know, but, like, I mean, if we're going to have, like, you know, comparison to what's more traumatic here, like, I'd argue that, like, watching your baby, like, you know, choke on its, like, you know, fluids for, like, 10 minutes and then die is probably way more traumatic than just having an abortion, you know, and then just trying again.
Because I'm pro-life. It is genuinely sickening. I don't even know what to say about this. Now, this is not the decision that Kate wants to make. So the question is, what is she supposed to do? Well, as I stated earlier, she now has to leave her own state because her attorney general says no after she even had to ask for permission to get this abortion, which she isn't.
And she had to basically only go to New Mexico because, like, New Mexico is the only state, you know, that borders Texas that actually would grant her an ability to have an abortion, essentially. That's why some things are not debatable. Body autonomy is not debatable. Oh, but abortion is murder. Do you want me to show you the difference? Yeah, I mean, honestly. Because, like, their position is killing, babies once they are born when it comes to shit like this. Like, I mean, honestly, there's probably more blood on their hands because of shit like this in comparison to whatever the fuck, you know, any goddamn abortion has ever done. I mean, because, frankly, there ain't any blood on the hands of, you know, someone doing abortions and shit. Because guess what? There ain't no birth yet. Kid wasn't born. So it's like there ain't no life to kill at that point yet.
Since she meets the exceptions, and also I think she is the guardian of her own fucking body. This is so ridiculous to me. Now, the Center for Reproductive Rights, who's representing her, writes this on Twitter. After a week of legal whiplash and threats of prosecution from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, our client, Kate Cox, has been forced to flee her home state of Texas to get the time-sensitive abortion care needed to protect her child and future fertility. They add, this past week of legal limbo has been hellish for Kate. Her health is on the line. She's been in and out of the emergency room, and she couldn't wait any longer. This is why judges and politicians should not be making healthcare decisions for pregnant people. This is a quote from Nancy Northup. She continues, "This is the result of the Supreme Court's reversal of Roe v. Wade. Women are forced to beg for urgent health care in court. Kate's case has shown the world that abortion bans are dangerous for pregnant people and exceptions don't work. Kate desperately wanted to be able to get care where she lives and recover at home surrounded by family. While Kate had the ability to leave the state, most people do not, and a situation like this could be a death sentence." Jesus, what an...
Wow, shocker. Who would have thought that? It doesn't take a goddamn fucking genius to really figure that out.
Absolute disaster. Now, if you're wondering why Texas even bothers to have these exceptions...
I guess unfortunately it does.
...place if they're still just going to intervene and force these births, well, the answer is they have them for optics, to make them look better. To make it seem as if they're less monstrous.
You know, I have a weird feeling that this might get brought up as a topic while I'm in Texas, and honestly, I might just want to show them this video. I know, honestly, at least a few of them might get a little, like, uppity about the language and shit, because I know Mike cusses sometimes, but I swear to fucking God, if they, like, just shut it down over that, I'm gonna fuck a flip.
And they actually are. Most of these exceptions in states are insufficient, if not all of them, and doctors are still afraid to perform abortions even if their patients meet that criteria, because they don't know if that's still going to shield them from legal culpability.
Yeah, because I guess being afraid to do your fucking job is apparently, like, you know, it's something that people actually have to fucking, you know, fearful for, basically. It's like, why in the fuck should anyone be fearful of literally just doing their job? That just sounds insane.
And this case validates that fear that these doctors have, right? But Republicans have these exceptions on the books so they don't look like monsters. But this should tell you everything you need to know about the usefulness of these so-called exceptions. Now, we're going to hear more from Kate's attorney, who makes it very clear why Ken Paxton is doing this. It's not out of some moral obligation to protect the life of this unborn fetus. It is so that way they can just punish women. Cruelty is the point. Let's listen.
The cruelty here is the point, and making it terrifying for Miss Cox, for her husband, for her doctor to be able to proceed in the way that is safest and best for her health care and her family.
I love this angle. I love this angle right here. Love it.
Is exactly what Ken Paxton is trying to do. And I, as an attorney, am appalled at what has happened today. I am so thankful that Ms. Cox is so brave and so optimistic, because it is a hard time to be a lawyer when you feel like you can do your absolute best for your client, you can get the result that is just and is right, and yet still face what we are talking about here is life in prison, loss of medical license, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines, both for the physician and for Ms. Cox's husband, who just wants to help his wife get the health care that she needs.
And for her herself, too. And also, does this kind of undermine the whole idea of, like, you know, being optimistic of the justice that, you know, she's getting, because she isn't really. Like, that's kind of the problem. Like, I mean, she had a judge, you know, be like, oh, yeah, we should fix this, you know, and yeah, I mean, she, you know, is, like, obligated to the exception, but, nah, like, I guess not in this case. So it's like, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, well, how's this a problem here?
They can continue to build the family that they want. And I am shocked, but I am not surprised.
Ms. Twain, as you know, there are a number of legal cases unfolding around abortion access. Are there wider implications for this ruling?
Well, this ruling today was just about Ms. Cox and whether or not she can get the health care that she needs to preserve her life and her fertility in her home community. But obviously these fights are playing out nationwide. And what I really want people to understand is that in the 14 states where abortion is now entirely prohibited, and states like Florida and Arizona that have gestational bans that some people would call a compromise, but clearly are not, as they would affect Ms. Cox's care as well. There are no exceptions under those bans, because if Ms. Cox doesn't fall within the exception, then what does the exception even mean? And so I just want people to really...
It means that she could basically, like the state is saying, shove it and essentially, like, you know, potentially risk her life and possibly die with her kid, you know, as she tries to, you know, like, give birth to essentially a stillborn. I mean, that's essentially it. I mean, that's basically the end result right there. You know, if that inbred fuck ever got someone pregnant, he'd fly out and say, oh, dude, absolutely. He would be able to go to, like, the state of Oregon where there is basically, like, not really any exceptions. Like, we have the loosest abortion laws, you know, in the country, in Oregon. So it's like, I mean, I guarantee you this motherfucker would probably, you know, take a tiny little vacation to some, like, small little town, like, you know, Madras or Bend or some shit, you know, and just go to an abortion clinic there. Guarantee it. Or maybe even California, too.
Just how damaging abortion bans are, and to see themselves in Ms. Cox and her family, because this could happen to anyone. And my position as a citizen, as a lawyer, and as a human being is that each individual's grieving process should be their own to decide. And when it comes to healthcare, I don't want politicians in my state or anywhere else dictating what care I can get.
Yeah. Exactly. Everything she said there was spot on. But the main thing that I want you to take away from what you just watched was what she said about these so-called exceptions. She said there are no exceptions under those bans because if Miss Cox doesn't fall within the exception, then what does the exception even mean? Yeah, bingo. We've had countless stories of women having to wait until they get infections before their doctors feel safe enough to perform these abortions that the state law says they are allowed to have. The first case after Roe v. Wade was overturned, or one of the first cases, I should say, involved a 10-year-old rape victim who literally had to travel across state lines just to get an abortion. And the irony is that all...
And that became like a pretty big national news story, too, for a little bit.
Unnecessary pain and suffering is being inflicted on people by Republicans who call themselves pro-life. It's like a sick, twisted joke or something. So, I mean, I think this goes without saying, but obviously we need to bring back Roe v. Wade as soon as possible, and if that means packing the Supreme Court, then so be it. Because any law that subjects citizens to this level of cruelty is not legitimate.
I mean, it definitely isn't. I mean, honestly, I just kind of have, like, you know, that song Taliban USA in my head. I mean, because, like, I mean, that whole song basically is critiquing these fucking far-right pro-life extremists that essentially, you know, want to do, essentially, basically just unequivocal harm and suffering, especially towards women, because they hate life. You know, I mean, it's, yeah, I might have shown it to you, Rose, once before. It's a good song. It's a fun one. I definitely played it in the background, so I know I've at least, you know, just hit the audio zeitgeist here. Because that's essentially, it's like Texas in a nutshell. It's just like the fucking, you know, Taliban USA caliphate. The caliphate of the American Talibani. It's, yeah, state, dude. That's just basically what it is. Gotta love it. You want to love more, though? That little doggo over there just being a goofy little small ball. It's adorable. He's a cute little ball. Here, we're gonna look at him real quick. A little something to lighten the mood a bit. Hold on. Here we go. There you go. He's over there. He's over there. Yeah. Little ball. Just a little ball. Oh, he's just so cute. He's just so cute. He's just a cute little thing. Oh. There's a little goof. Just the cutest, silliest little goof, I swear. I tell you what. He's just the cutest little thing. He's a ridiculous little cuddle ball, but mostly like when you catch him when he wakes up. I mostly only get that opportunity like when I first wake up, because he'll be like right on the foot of my bed. So I can just like kind of like pick him up and just like kind of roll him onto his side and just kind of plop him, you know, where I'm at, and just kind of lay back down. He'll do a little stretch and just go like, oh, and then just like go right back to sleep, and I can just be like, yay. You know, just like somebody warm that I could just like, just kind of like take like another extra 30 minutes to like taking, you know, a little nap. Eventually it gets up and then steps all over me, and then he gets his, like, fucking ass in my face with his little tail and all this other shit, because he likes to be a little douche. Like, he thinks he owns the damn place. Doesn't happen every morning, though. Like, sometimes he'll be at, like, the, you know, next to my door or right next to my bed, but not on it. Oh, he's a little goofball. He's just so cute. Eat you. I'm gonna get myself some food. You know, I just had to realize I think I might have pasta. You know, I think I actually might, instead of getting ramen, I'll just do that for tomorrow. Make some pasta. With some chicken tenders and some eggs in there. Okay, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing. I know I got bacon bits too. Chicken, bacon bits, some eggs, and some fucking pasta. That sounds like a decent little meal right there. YouTube censor you with some stupid shit. I wouldn't be too surprised. YouTube likes to be dumb. It does that a lot. I really wish it wouldn't be like the goddamn nanny government. Like, you know, we were talking about Texas. I wish it wouldn't be a Texas on us. It's like, come on. Redacted yourself. I mean, for real, dude. I got a bone pick your ass too, but, you know, I'm gonna kind of save my peace because I don't want to accidentally get dinged again. So, Lord forbid. Good grief. Fucking YouTube, dude. God grief. Anyway, I'm gonna make myself a nice little pasta feast. So, anyway, oh man, you know, part of me wishes I had like a sauce to go with it, like an Alfredo or something. Do I? I'm gonna doctor something up. I'm gonna figure it out. I know it's gonna involve pasta though. So, anyway, here's around, and of course, I'll be back around for a little coffee stream, either before work or lunch, one of the two. But either way, peace out, and see y'all on the next one. So, a toodaloo, bugaloos.